We will start today's show with scripture. The scripture we're going to start with today is found at 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. And we're going to use the scripture from the Amplified Bible that gives a little bit of context to let you know what the scripture's talking about. For the time will come when people will not tolerate sound doctrine and accurate instruction that challenges them with God's truth, but wanting to have their ears tickled with something pleasing, they will accumulate for themselves many teachers, one after another, chosen to satisfy their own desires and to support the errors they hold. Have you noticed how quiet it's become? I'm not talking about the quiet when everything's all good and ain't nothing wrong going on in the world, and you just got paid and everybody in the house counting up their money. But I'm talking about the quiet of a vacuum. We're told that democracy is the marketplace of ideas. But lately, one side of the market has decided to close up shop. In the Bible, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 2 tells us, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion." We are living in the age of fools. When you try to engage with a person today about the reality of global conflict, about what it actually takes to protect a nation and its people, you don't get an argument. You get a retreat that is usually lined in some type of baseless claim or accusation. They claim to love the conversation, but they run from the light of the scrutiny of their ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how democracy dies. It dies when one side decides that their feelings are a valid substitute for a debate, and that your facts are a form of aggression. They have become like the scripture that we read initially at 2 Timothy. They love to have their itching ears tickled, but only with what they want to hear. And they get on the internet, this beautiful marketplace of information, and they don't get on to learn. They get on to find people who are going to tell them the things that they already believe, not someone who's going to challenge their ideas. They'll only listen to what suits their own passion or what suits their own position. They turn away from the truth and the facts, and all they want to listen to is what I like to call wandering myths. Myths are just lies, but wandering myths are myths that they evolve, they move around, they know how to evade the light of scrutiny so that they could keep going and going. It's very fascinating to me how everyone has an opinion, but the disparity is pretty obvious. On the conservative side, you see positions that are defended with logic, history, and oftentimes hard data. We understand that the world is a fallen place and that peace is something that has to be maintained through strength. It's just the way it is. But on the other side, their entire argument is based on nothing more than speculation. Well, Iran might have built nukes with the 60% enriched uranium, but we don't know if they were really going to shoot them at us. And they might have been screaming death to America since the time they were 1 year old, from the time they could talk. But does that really mean they want to kill Americans? They might have kidnapped hundreds of Americans after killing 46 Americans just 2 years ago, Brandon. But that doesn't mean that they want to hurt black Americans. It's all speculation. And it's speculation that flies in the face of things that have actually occurred. So at its core, it's just faulty reasoning. It's a pathological avoidance of the world as it actually is. They offer only the peace where there's no peace. While people like me, conservatives, we understand that there is, as the book of Ecclesiastes says, a time for war and a time for peace. The Bible says that. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the time for war. And if you don't agree with me, I am more than willing to talk to you and have a conversation about it. I got a dude. I'm not even going to bring up no other YouTubers. Forget it. It's pointless. I'm going to ask you a question. If you believe as strongly as you do, why are you so afraid of having a conversation about it? If Iran is the good guy, they're winning the war, Trump's bad, why is it that you're so afraid of a conversation? Because if I know my position is right, I want to talk about it. People love proving other people wrong. They itch and chomp at the bit to do so. But it seems like only in politics do you have one group who just avoids conversation at all costs while burying their reasoning in a grave of speculation, whataboutism, and wishful thinking. You know I'm not wrong. You might not agree with me, but you know that I am not wrong. Now, what are we looking at these days? We got to talk about the top story in the world right now. The Pentagon has confirmed that the U.S. forces have conducted a series of massive precision strikes on Iran's Karg Island. President Trump has said that this is the end of patience regarding the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. He authorized the destruction of key oil hubs, and within minutes of doing so, the president released a series of posts on Truth Social that many are calling absolutely unhinged. One of the posts reads, "The fire has fallen. Karg Island is gone. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. Maybe something revolutionary or wonderful can happen. Who knows?" The UN is calling for restraint, while the White House suggests this is the beginning of the Great Reckoning. But what do you think? They call the president unhinged, right? Unhinged, right? As we're talking, I get look, I'm gonna show you guys in real time. Look at this. Someone just told me too strong. You know you're in a death cult. Here's the link, dude. Come up. Tell me how I'm in a death cult. Please tell me. The man defends a death cult by accusing me of being in a death cult. I don't wake up in the morning and teach my kids to scream death to Iran. I don't do that. I don't wake up and teach my kids to hate people from the Middle East because they're from the Middle East and they're the great Satan. I don't do that. 6 months ago, I wasn't even thinking about Iran. So how exactly am I in a death cult? Everything that they accuse you of being in, that's what they defend. That's what they're defending. The same person will go out in the street and say, no kings and no dictators, but then defend a dictator in Ayatollah Khomeini or his son, if bro is still even alive. Guys, listen, I'm not here for big numbers. I'm here for truth. I'm here for the facts and the evidence. And if that's what you want, then you're in the right place. If that's what you get on the internet for every day, you are in the right place. I don't give a damn what Tucker Carlson says. I don't give a damn what Candace Owens says. I need her to show me where the Republican Party and the people who support it have been engaged in genocide or calling for the eradication of an entire country because we feel that we are on the spiritual right, or we're spiritually a spiritual authority over everybody else. Show me. It's a lie and it's not true. It's not true. They'll sit up and try to call, us unhinged. I call it the sound of a debt being paid that's been owed for years. While the people sit up and they massage their conscience with these different theories, and they stand at work in their faculty lounge sipping on coffee and speculate all the nuance and try to figure out ways they can try to cast a murderous terrorist regime as the good guys. The number one state sponsors of terror in the world, and this is agreed upon by not only Democrat politicians, but also Republican politicians. The American military is out there putting boot to ass, and there's really nothing they can do to stop it. Hypocrite. Thy name is Democrat, 100%. If they didn't have double standards, they would have no standards at all. We've watched this movie before. No kings while we're defending dictators. You're in a death cult while defending someone who was actually the leader of a death cult. Well, guys, I'm telling you here today that the time for avoidance is over. The speculation of the liberal elite has been silenced by the roar of our F-15, F-22, every F we got, the engines of that, the B-2 Spirit bomber and everything else. We're reminded in the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 4. It says, the ruler does not bear the sword in vain. The gates of our enemies have been broken, and from the smoking ruins of Karg Island to the heart of Tehran, let it be known that America is the hammer of the earth, and we will break the spine of tyranny wherever we find it, until the light of true liberty is the only thing left shining. And it may piss you off, but I don't care. I don't care. You can say whatever, but can you prove it though? Can you come up and explain? This is probably the only show, one of the only shows on the internet where we will let people up. We will look up whatever they tell us to look up on Google or whatever search engine, and they can literally prove, they get an opportunity to prove the host wrong every single day. Tell me how many times I've been proved wrong. Tell me how many times I've been proved wrong. Don't make me pull up the inboxes on Instagram, Facebook, the emails, WhatsApp, all that, of all these people hitting me up. Oh man, you wrong. And then we talk, I walk them down. I'm asking them about the facts. And then guess what they do? They start sending me crazy, unhinged shit, anti-Israel videos talking about, oh, see, it's all about Israel. Last I checked, Israel wasn't the one launching missiles at us. That's all I know. I'm not no Israel Zionist, none of that. Just like most black people aren't, because we didn't even talk about Israel until the media and the Democrat Party told us to become anti-Semitic last year. I really don't understand how voting Democrat is going to be some type of knock against Israel when the majority of Democrats take money from AIPAC. Every Democrat you love takes money from AIPAC, including but not limited to Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, the discount low budget Obama, Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, even takes money from AIPAC. And she says, I don't take money from AIPAC, but she takes money from another pact that is under AIPAC. So I don't understand how in this like war that you're having in your mind against Israel, I don't understand how voting Democrat is going to help you in that. What did Joe Biden do to lessen the influence of Israel on the United States government? Nothing. And when Kamala Harris was asked, what would you change? What would you do differently from what Joe Biden did? I don't see a thing I'd do differently. So what is the conversation that we're really having here? That's my point I'm making. What is the conversation? You want me to do something that's the opposite of what I've been doing. Please tell me, what would you like me to do? Because if I vote Republican, if I vote Democrat, both are funded and very much influenced by Israel. I would say Donald Trump is probably the least influenced by Israel of all groups. But then I got to deal with the mental gymnastics of, I thought Trump was a Russian asset. So he stopped being a Russian asset to be an Israeli asset? Well, if he wasn't a Russian asset and he's actually an Israeli asset, that means from 2016 to 2020, y'all was lying to me, because that's what y'all was telling me when he was president the first time. But do you notice how it's always this like constantly shifting set of accusations and speculation? Trump's a Russian asset. Now he's an Israeli asset. Trump's this, Trump's that. Like, bro, only person who's moving is you in your reasoning or lack thereof. Here we go. Grifting is always best on the right. He's both Israeli. I love this. Grifting is always best on the right. He is both an Israeli and Russian. He's both Israel, Russia, and America are the three devils, the worst evil Axis powers. So, Sean Carter. So, Russia, who's a part of the Israeli and American axis of evil, right? Russia just blocked the UN resolution to help America open the Strait of Hormuz. So they're a part of America's axis, but they're voting against America, and Russia and China together voted to block that. Listen, guys, regardless, he's an idiot. No, that's not good enough. That ain't good enough to change my opinion. What are you talking about? You can't do nothing with that. Oh, he's an idiot. That's just an insult. I need Sean Carter to click this link and come tell me, explain to me how Russia, America, and Israel, one of the smallest countries on earth, they all make up this axis of evil. Please tell me. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Maybe I missed something. I'm asking. We're the axis of evil, but Iran right now today is calling on their own children and women to use themselves as human shields to defend damn power plants, bro. But we're the evil ones? This country is evil. We didn't tell women, it's only women and children. We've told them, hey, go out and surround a power plant and throw your life away behind protecting us as we continue to divide the United States and refuse to go back to the negotiating table and agree to the terms. And guys, I really, I'm hitting my Iranian friend up because I got some video footage. It's out of Iran. And in it, the claim is being made that Iranian officials are telling their people to go out into the street and surround power plants and go to checkpoints and act as human shields. So I had to hit up my brother who's from Iran to translate it for me because I don't like to give out any misinformation, right? And so he just hit me back. And I'm actually going to send him this. I hate this. I hate WhatsApp on laptop. I'm trying to send him this. I'm trying to send him this video so he can confirm whether or not that's what's being said here. We do have the translation, but I can't just like many people do. I don't do what many people do. I don't just take something off the internet and say, "Oh, this must be true," because it's on the internet. I don't operate like that as a podcaster. I need to know for a fact before I spread it to y'all. But what I can do is I can share with you this message. And if you want to see stuff like this in real time, every day, throughout the day, go follow Defiant Brandon on Instagram. At Defiant Brandon on Instagram. And I'm posting the news of the day every day. But listen to this sicko.
نه باباها دست بچه ها رو بگیرید بیایید تو خیابون. میخوای بچت مرد بشه؟ بذار حس کنه یک قهرمانه آمده وسط میدان میونداری داره میکنه میدونداری میکنه. مامانا باباها بچه ها رو بفرستید این شبا ایست و بازرسی. بچه ها مرد میشن.
فردا در اطراف نیروگاه‌های برق کشور زنجیره انسانی جوانان تشکیل می شود. علیرضا رحیمی دبیر شورای عالی جوانان و نوجوانان کشور در پی پیشنهاد جوانان خلاق و فعالان گروه‌های مردمی از جوانان و چهره‌های فرهنگی، هنری و ورزشی دعوت کرد برای تشکیل زنجیره انسانی در اطراف نیروگاه‌های برق کشور در ساعت 14 حضور پیدا کنند.
من از همه جوانان، ورزشکاران، هنرمندان
So I'm talking to my boy from Iran right now, and I'm just trying to make sure that what's said on the clip is what the guy's actually saying, because we live in a world where people will purposely send out misinformation. But do you think the average person, these people who learn and get all their information straight purely from the internet, and I'm not even talking about verified sources, do you really think they're doing that? Probably not, because their goal is to shock you so that you can get a click and a like and you can watch. Guys, look, none of your accusations, someone's calling me a bootlicker, none of your accusations hold any power unless you come up and tell me, Brandon, this is how and why you're a bootlicker. This is the fact. Tell me what I'm saying that's not true. Tell me what I'm saying. Tell me what I'm lying about. But they can't. Everything is a personal attack, and it's purely based off speculation. Guys, we're all sitting in America right now. None of us are in Iran. So we're not eyewitnesses to it, but we have to take in information as we receive it, right? So the most we can do is speculate and then go try to confirm what we're hearing. This dude can't show me a single confirmation of anything. My boy, he's always going at me about Iran, this and that. Bro is not doing nothing right now. I tell bro, hey, get up here. Come up. Let's debate it. He wants to debate over Facebook, right? He wants to debate over Facebook. But when I'm like, come on, come up to YouTube where we could pull things up real time, they don't want to do it. They don't. Insults. Here you go. Your orange master just backed down. Tell me. Let's prove it. Here's the link. Right in the comments. Come on up and prove it. Come up and show me. Show me, bro. What do you mean? He destroyed Carg Island and then backed down. No, he destroyed Carg Island and then he didn't have to destroy nothing else. These people they're dishonest. They're dishonest. Go run along to the channel that's going to tell you what you want to hear so you can feel good about lying and believing lies. I see you, Black. I see you, Black Loki. I don't know. Y'all don't see the comments? I'll show them on stage. They're right here. Listen, bro, I'm ready for these people to prove a single damn thing that they're saying. Look, my entire opinion about Iran is based on 2 to 3 facts. Was Iran enriching uranium up to 60%? Yes, they were. That's a fact. They admitted that. Can you make a bomb from 60% enriched uranium? Can you make a nuclear weapon from 60% enriched uranium? Yes, you can. Can you take the nuke and attach it to the front of a ballistic missile and launch it into another country? Yes, you can. Did Iran lie about the range of their ballistic missiles? Yes, they did. I'm literally trying to understand, like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, come on, bro. Come on, Turny tight. Please. Hakeem, another black man. You are on the more, you're leaning a little more liberal. Please, bro, do your people a favor and come up here. And can you just explain to me why someone might not be happy with my message? Please. I'm willing to take the hit. I'm already taking the hit. I could be talking about no jumper with last night. I did a stream about Takeoff or whatever that boy name is. I did a stream about Takeoff, right? The one who got Offset. Takeoff dead. I did a stream about Offset, right? Last night, I had damn near 300 people in here watching. So please don't think that I do this for just the views. I don't care about that. That doesn't really matter to me because it's like whatever. If the views gonna come, if you're trying to get rich off social media and you want to chase the algorithm, that's fine. I'm not knocking nobody for doing that. But that's just not what I'm doing. So I come up here so I can have real conversations with people about real shit. But y'all want to throw out accusations, speculations, and insults. Where the real ones at on the left side? Where the real ones at who's like, yo, I can like defend what I'm saying? Why can't I find them? Where are they? We're looking for them. We've been looking for them. Where are the real ones at on that side? You can't find them. I'm honestly starting to think that they don't even exist. North Korea, Russia have nukes, and guess what's happening? I don't know what's happening. Russia has been your enemy for the longest. They're not using you. I don't even understand how Russia is an enemy of the United States. Really? But they're fighting Ukraine right now, losing 1,000 or more soldiers a day. Yo, my brother, man. I've been inviting my people up here who I know are down to have a real conversation and honesty. Like, give me your take on this, bro. Like, point to me where the holes in my reasoning are, if you can. And you have the floor.
It's not, what up, man? It's not really your reasoning. It's just that the way Trump's been moving, there's just plenty of room for criticism, and like you're just unwilling to even criticize the low-hanging fruit unless you don't see him doing anything that's
what do you think I should be criticizing?
That I think they should have been able to have enough evidence to convince Congress, who doesn't need much evidence at all, to approve a formal war, and we can really do this the right way. There's like the way he's doing it, it's not making it clear who's in charge. Okay. Whether it's Israel or the United States. It does seem like Israel drew up the battle plans and they just needed the equipment that we had.
Okay.
Because because for instance, I look at the like the OSINT, like I look at like, the planes flying around and stuff like that. Like I'll spend my weekends doing that, geolocating, videos of, airstrikes and stuff like that and stuff. And they're using our planes, our pilots, and our giant fuel tankers are just flying in the air in the Middle East, like sitting ducks 24/7, reloading fighter planes. And after all that for a month, which shock and awe took a few days or a couple of weeks, and we were in there in no time. And their air defenses and stuff were actually done. The Iraqi military fell very quick. This is not the same case for Iran.
Iran, okay, yeah. I think the Iraqi military lasted longer than Iran because the first day of the conflict, we didn't kill 49 of the top officials in Iran, bro. Like, that didn't happen. But let me ask you,
Iraqi military, they put their guns down for the most part. Like, that was
they knew they were gonna get cooked. They were smarter.
The people we fought were just insurgents. We didn't fight the Iraqi army.
So what I'm saying is they were smarter than this idiotic terrorist regime. Okay, let me just throw something at you. So, do you agree that Iran admitted that they had uranium enriched to 60%? Is that a fact or is that a myth?
I think as far as the percentage, I didn't hear them say that. That's what the negotiators said they were told. And the negotiators are fucking dual citizens of Israel. So okay. that's where that mix comes in. Now, here's the thing. No one doubts for a second that they were enriching uranium. They're a sovereign nation, you know. They should be able to do whatever they want. And at this point, they actually should get a nuke. And I'm Team America, but at this point, everyone should have a nuke.
In 2021, since 2021, no one can have a nuke. What media source
should?
What media source? Well, you can't let radicalized terrorist regimes have that because they think that if they kill everybody, that's going to bring back the return of their Messiah. So when you say that, understand that you have crazy people running countries in the world.
We're doing the same thing from the Christian side with this administration.
No, you're not. There is no.
It's both radicals going at each other.
Bro, this is a lie. There is no.
It's not a lie. Do you listen to Pete Hegseth on camera?
Listen. Can you please tell me what Christian faith preaches that when we bring upon the end of the world, the Messiah is going to come back, but it's a human imposed into the world? Please tell me.
I think they're testing the theory of revelations. The Christians that are all pro-Zionist, they think that they believe in that, bro. Like, even my dad believes in that shit, bro. He thinks it's coming.
Your dad thinks that human beings have to kill to bring back the Messiah.
Well, what does the armies coming from the west and the north and stuff, like they say in Revelations? I mean,
okay, so
people are dying.
I'll explain it to you because you don't know. What that's talking about is when the governments of the earth turn on religions, when they start persecuting religious people. That has nothing to do with military on military conquest.
Right, but other religions are persecuting each other. Well, the three Abrahamic ones are persecuting each other right now.
The Bible specifically says that when the nations turn against the religions, they will come for God's people. And when they touch his people, it will be as if they touched his eyeball, and he will react swiftly. And that's when Armageddon is going to strike. So tell me how a bunch of Muslims...
saying no one... I feel what you're saying, but you're saying no one is of the belief in the United States that are Christian that when Israel becomes whole again in their kingdom, that something's not going to happen to some effect.
No, there's the Bible. Listen, you got a bunch of Christians who believe that Jesus is the Messiah, linked up with a bunch of Jews who don't think Jesus is of any significance. There is no correlation there that is Bible supported. These people,
but the main thing is not the religious stuff. Like
but that's
what
you said.
If Iran, no, I mean we started talking about them being Iran being like religious extremists and they're terrorists, which Trump keeps trying to negotiate with these terrorists. I just don't like. There's just the rollout, the communication. As far as like people can say like, oh, behind the scenes things are going to be going all right, but like the people are being lied to along the way, and they have every right to be upset about it.
Okay,
because
they
the communication is embarrassing.
They 100% have the right to be upset, but I want to know what media outlet would you believe to tell you, because hundreds of media outlets reported that Iran acknowledged and announced on April 2021 that it had begun enriching uranium to 60% purity at its Natanz plant. They
But
admitted
they
to
didn't
that.
have a deal. There was no deal in place
Wait a
to keep them
minute.
from doing that.
Wait a minute. That's not what we're arguing. That's not what
You're
we're
arguing that they're doing something that they're a sovereign country. They can do that if they want to. So what?
Listen. See,
Get approval from Congress if we're going to do something.
So why don't you just take that same approach to the United States?
We have plenty of enriched shit.
No. But what I'm telling you is, once these people say we have enough, okay, for one, there's no need to enrich. Listen, rules for thee, right? But guess what? The United States is not funding terrorism globally. They're not the United States don't get a bag and say, let me immediately get this money to Hamas, and 2 months later they commit a terrorist act. Let me get this money to Hezbollah. 2 months later they commit a terrorist act. That's not happening. And what's crazy is, you're like, let them get a nuke. But the Muslims right around that country are like, do not let them get a nuke. So what are you talking about?
Right, but so what? Iran's still a sovereign country, and if they ended up getting one, oh well. Then they protect themselves.
And listen, and if Iran said so tell me this. If I woke up every day and was like, man, I want to kill this dude Hakeem. If I said that every day, and then you notice that I'm playing around in the front yard with a damn shotgun, are you going, and I scream, Hakeem, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Every day I say that. If I got a gun in my front yard, are you gonna come outside like, oh, I'm just going to work? Are you gonna call the cops, one, or are you gonna go and get you a gun and be like, hey, I need this just in case I need to defend myself? Or would you go and say, if you know I'm a crazy person who ran up in the next door neighbor's house and obliterated them, would you say, I just need to deal with this threat right now before it gets to my front doorstep? Which one would you do?
I hear what you're saying, but you're skipping the dialogue that happened between the two parties before it got to that point. And the one crying victim ripped up the deal.
But what you're skipping is why he ripped up the deal. You don't even care about why the deal got ripped up. You just care that the deal was ripped up.
And I bet it's got nothing to do with Israel, right?
Listen, it doesn't have anything to do with Israel.
Why the deal got ripped up?
Yes, because the deal.
Who lobbied for that to happen?
What I will Trump on that? Listen, you don't know. You can say you know, but you're speculating.
They're on TV every day on their podcast saying it. The Ben Shapiro's, the White Ring, the whole White Ring media apparatus.
Listen, we can all speculate and say something based on a podcast,
right? But people aren't blind. Listen, when you say certain things, like people see what's being put in front of them, whether we believe it's true or not.
Hakeem, you're blind because you don't want to look at why the deal was ripped up. You only care about the part that supports what you think. And me, I'm like, I get the part what you're saying and why you support.
Well, based on what Trump said, he never liked the deal to begin with before he even took office.
Do you know why Trump said he didn't like the deal?
Because they still had a path after 10 years to get a nuclear bomb at some point.
Exactly.
Which is like, so what? Who cares at this point?
That's what you think.
Because if they had a nuke, you know what? If they had a nuke, we probably wouldn't have went in the way we did.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you have children?
Iran having a nuke would have saved lives.
Let me ask you a question. Yes, it does. Because
it doesn't.
Yes, because you
have to get personal to try to make your argument.
I'm not getting personal. I'm telling you that this is a common thread among everybody holding that opinion. It doesn't matter. Everyone I've heard say it doesn't matter.
Everyone knows this was preventative. This was more preventative than.
So why didn't Biden why didn't Biden make another deal? He was elected in 2021 and had from 2021 to 2024 to make another deal. Liberal Democrat.
He did, but he didn't go into Iran half-assed like this. The rollout. He didn't do something with a crappy rollout.
I'm simply asking you a question. Why didn't Biden just make another deal then?
Why would he have had to? He wouldn't have had to.
Oh God! But he's president now.
He could have got. Hey, how about this? Okay, I see your point. But he could have gotten reelected. He could have been in office right now and made a deal before the expiration.
Why didn't he make a deal on the 4 years? He had 4 years, bro, to sit up and eat ice cream and make another deal with Iran. Why didn't he do it?
Dude, it's not his fault. It's irrelevant.
I'm not blaming
Biden's irrelevant, though.
You can't say it's irrelevant because Biden was the leader of this
nation.
Only
Obama and Trump is relevant when it comes to the deal.
Listen, Biden was the leader of this nation, and it's his job to keep us all safe. So how the hell do you say that the CEO is not responsible for keeping the employees in the company safe?
How many attacks did Iran hit us with when Biden was in office then?
What?
How many times did Iran attack us when Biden was in office?
They didn't, because Biden kept giving them money. And let me tell you this. How many times did you forget about October 7th when
and why is Iran attacking us now?
Let me say this. Biden gave Iran billions of dollars. 2 months later, they funded Hezbollah, trained Hezbollah, and gave them weapons. 2 months after Biden gave Iran billions of dollars, Iran funded Hamas to do the October 7th attack, where 46 Americans were killed and dozens more Americans were taken captive. So
yeah, because America has no business messing around with the colonialist project in the Middle East. That's on Israel and whoever else in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia.
What is the colonialist project?
With Israel. So if that Iran and everybody in the Middle East knows that Israel is a European colonial project.
So, listen, bro. So look. So here's where your argument is flawed, because Iran could do whatever the fuck they want to. They're a sovereign country, but then Iran attacks countries that do what they want to do if they don't agree with what those countries are doing. That's hypocrisy.
They support people in ways just like we support people in ways. All these countries with the means to do something on an international level, they do it. Right. All right. Okay. The financing and stuff a lot of countries that can do that.
So you're totally fine with Iran,
and we supported Israel.
Listen, I don't even care about Israel. Israel already.
We supported Israel, which is fine. We gave them what they needed to try to take what they want to take, because Israel is on a conquest, and we supported them. And Israel's going to do what they do, regardless if we're allies with them or not. But what we do is what matters. That's why people are looking at Trump like, you're a fucking idiot, bro.
No, people are looking at you guys like, dude, I feel fear for the safety of me, my children, Americans abroad, soldiers. You guys are like, it don't fucking matter. They could kill 100 American soldiers. It don't matter.
Right, but stopping Iran only helps Israel against the proxies.
Iran is going into,
like you said, Iran is helping people against Israel. You're absolutely right.
No, listen, who are they helping? Who is Israel
They're helping
attacking?
Hamas.
Hamas is within. What are you talking about?
Dude, what I said is I agree with you that Iran is helping proxies against Israel.
Listen, you don't know the history of Palestinian and Israeli conflict. You don't know that Israel literally gave Hamas, gave Palestinians total control of Gaza. What did Palestinians do? They elected Hamas to be their leadership over alternatives who were more peaceful, and Hamas immediately started throwing bombs into Israel, bro.
Right, but Israel wiping out the Palestinians over there is not our problem.
I get that, but okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If it's not our problem, why is Iran kidnapping and killing Americans at a concert? Americans at a concert are not soldiers. If they went and killed a bunch of American soldiers, like, you guys are fucking up Gaza and Americans are in there helping do it, so we're gonna go kill some American soldiers.
But that's already at such a so far gone point.
You're not feeling me.
No, I'm feeling you, but like you're saying something that's correct, but it serves what?
You didn't let me finish my point. If American soldiers were in Gaza, or if Iran was killing Israeli soldiers, I wouldn't have a problem with that. They got beef, they beefing. Why are you going into concerts? This is literally targeting a civilian event, and you're kidnapping and killing. You're a coward.
Persia doesn't want another kingdom of Judah, bro. Like, this is so many years. Like, who cares? We can stay out of it, bro. Like,
there's 57
the Jews
Israeli
ran that
countries
place before, and they want it back. Like,
listen,
that's
man,
fine.
The Jews
we
never
don't
ran.
Care as Americans.
The Jews never ran Persia.
Support it.
There's nothing in history that confirms that
the Jews ran Persia.
You said they ran that area before.
This is what I'm saying is, like, between religions. This is like in the ethnicities and stuff. Like, Persia had their empire. Like, the Jews had their little thing going on a while ago. They came back. They are back, and they're taking what they had, and that's fine. But if Iran wants to do something in their backyard, and we help out as an ally to Israel, that's fine to a point, but we can't force it down the Americans' throats, no matter how much they don't want it, bro.
No, some Americans don't want it. Some Americans are support. What I'm saying is, you guys try to railroad the reality and the facts, because if you think about this, for one, Jerusalem or Israel has never ruled the Levant region. That's a lie. If you believe that, you're just a fool, because even if you look at the biblical history, which is like their own personal comic book where they're the hero, they didn't even rule it back then. Every major world power that came into the Levant whooped Israel's ass and took them into captivity. How
They
you
almost they almost have their original borders.
They never ran the Levant. I'm trying to tell you, they never ran it. They, even when they had the kingdom, the 2 tribe and the 10 tribe, those kingdoms were not the premier world powers. When the 10 tribe and the 2 tribe kingdom were running around, Babylon was the world power, and then Egypt was the world power initially, Assyria, and then Babylon. So Israel has never been the top dog on the heap ever in history. So this idea that
being the top dog, it's about the land that they used to. It's about the lands that they used to occupy, and they still need to get a little bit of Jordan. They still need to get south of the river in southern Lebanon. It's not the whole thing. It's not the Greater Israel Project. People are pushing this Greater Israel Project.
What is the Greater Israel Project?
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. What it is, you know what it is. It's where they try to like expand those borders way into like Saudi Arabia and stuff.
And they've never even expanded
smoke screen. Yeah, I think it's an over-promise, under-deliver thing. If they got people thinking they want to get all that, then if 10% of that is the original biblical borderlands that they had, which is not that much more than what they have now. So all they got to do is get the West Bank, get Gaza, and they're good. And a little bit of Lebanon, and they're fine.
They got the West. They could take the West Bank and Gaza like that if they wanted to. They could take it anytime. They in there doing whatever they want to.
We're getting rid of their enemy's biggest supporter, which is Iran. We're taking them out.
That's like saying that America couldn't conquer Mexico. We could kill Mexico in a day, but it's like we have no desire to go that way. But the point I'm making is this: do you not realize that what Iran does actually fuels the Zionist message of Bibi Netanyahu more than anything? If Iran stopped with the bullshit threats and all that, it will be very hard to convince Jewish people that all these Muslim nations just want to kill you and get rid of you. But as long as Iran keeps death to America, death to Israel, launching nukes, we're going to keep giving money to people right on your border. If Iran loves Palestinians so much, why don't they just say, look, man, come over here and be with us, or y'all create your own state and we'll help y'all protect it. Iran does not support Palestine. Iran supports the terrorist group within Palestine, because if Iran supported Palestine, they could use their muscle to negotiate with Israel to say, hey, you need to do a 2-state solution. But guess what? Everyone ignores. In 2000, I don't know if you were a little baby. In 2000, they offered a 2-state solution to the Palestinians. It was the guy who was in charge before Bibi Netanyahu. And you know what the Palestinians did? No. Fuck you, death to Israel, all this crap, and it got dissolved. And then that's how Bibi Netanyahu came into power, because the Palestinians continued to refuse the peace offers that the guy who was running it before Bibi kept offering them. He was
let me restate where I'm at on that. Like, what I'm saying is that, like, I understand that, like in the wide range of history and now in future history, the Palestinians are cooked. They're done. I don't think there's any hope for them. They're not going to be there much longer. Like, there's nothing we can do about that.
But it's no one's fault.
Israelis are going to do what they're going to do. It doesn't even matter whose fault. Like,
but it's their fault.
They want what they want. That's fine. They want what they want, and they happen to be in the land that is wanted by the people that can wheel and deal and get what they want, and they're just unfortunate. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and like have a bunch of Kleenex for the Palestinians. Like, they just happen to be there, and it's unfortunate, and they're going to be gone. If they could leave. They should just leave at this point. In my opinion,
can't go. They have nowhere to go. No, why?
Because the Arabs aren't in solidarity. Because no.
That's not why. That's not why. Because other countries allowed the Palestinians in the past, and what did the Palestinians do? They started civil wars within the country. There's history. It's one thing about my people, black folks. We love to go only to the history that supports our argument. Not saying you're doing that. You're honest. That's why I'm having this conversation.
Well, when they go somewhere, they're going to want political power, just like any other people.
But bro, right? You don't get that by starting a civil war, especially when you're a refugee. You gotta, you know the old saying, beggars can't be choosers. Give yourself 10, 20 years to once you start having kids and blending in with the population, then you could kind of push like, hey, we need more political power. No one has a problem with that.
I'm not going to blame them if they're fighting for their existence, if they're getting booted around places.
No,
like
bro, they weren't fighting for their existence when they got let in by these other countries. These countries let them in because they felt sorry for them. What do you mean? They're not getting booted. They got allowed in. Look what happened in Lebanon. That's what happened in Lebanon, basically. It was like we let them in and everything was good. And as Islam spread, Hezbollah built up, and then they got to the point where they were more powerful than the Lebanese government, and they started a civil war inside Lebanon, bro. Lebanon used to be a majority Christian country.
Bro, so, they are about to wander in the desert for 40 years, all right?
Listen, bro, they gonna wander for sure. Maybe they're the true people of the Bible because Jesus was a Palestinian.
Well, their DNA suggests it too, so I mean.
So there you go. But this is the thing. Look at this right here. I typed in the AI. Has Israel ever offered a two-state solution? Because I did this.
It doesn't matter though. Like, no, who cares? They're gonna get it. They're gonna get the one state. That's just a placeholder. Oh, for the audience.
I'm telling you for this audience who doesn't know anything about the history, but they calling somebody a bootlicker. I know that none of these people want peace. So if anyone said, "Oh, we want peace," they don't. They've been fighting for 2,000 years. You think they're trying to make up now? No. So I don't blame Israel, just like I don't blame Iran. I've said this many a times. There are no good guys and bad guys in this shit. The only thing I care about is Iran not getting a nuke, because I feel confident that these motherfuckers will either launch that bitch over here to try to hit something, destroy countries around them to try to retaliate at the United States, which they're trying to do right now, or I think they'll use it to fund terrorism in African countries and then hold them hostage with nuclear power so no one else can go in and intervene. That is my true fear about Iran. They cannot be trusted. But here for the audience, yes, because everyone says we need a two-state solution. That's what the college kids keep saying. And you know, black people, we're led like dogs by liberal college students. Yes, Israeli leaders, these are the leaders before Netanyahu came into power, because he's a hardline warmonger. We know that. Yes, Israeli leaders have offered two-state solutions during negotiations in 2000, 2001, and 2008, proposing a Palestinian state in the West Bank and Gaza with land swaps, though none were accepted. Recent Israeli governments have rejected this now, prioritizing security control. So Palestine had all these years, and this is when this is right around the time Yasser Arafat started getting sick, and then he ended up dying. And around that time, the radicals started taking over the Gaza Strip. And so when they offered in 2000, they said no. 2001, they said no. 2008, they said no, right? Now this new government led by Bibi is like, fuck that. We want security control. We're going to make sure you guys can't do shit, and we're not giving you a two-state solution, right? They're like, we're not going to give you sovereignty so that you can, quote unquote, do whatever you want to do right next to us. And next thing you know, we're in a full-scale war as you guys are trying to like take Israeli land or whatever. But here's, if you don't believe me, this is where the offers took place. 2000 at Camp David, 2001 at Taba, and 2008 at Ehud Olmert. Israeli leaders proposed creating a Palestinian state, often including over 90% of the West Bank, and creating a capital in East Jerusalem. Because you remember, Jerusalem was like split in half. The Palestinians were going to control one side, and the Israelis were going to control one side. They rejected that. So all this, like, Iran is defending Palestine. Palestine is, when you really look at the history, they're not trying to work it out. They want Israel gone. And so I understand when Israel's like, yo, we got to kind of keep the pressure on these dudes, because their goal is to eradicate Israel. Israel's goal is like, bro, you guys can have your own state, but just not in the name of eradicating us. So I don't want to hear anybody
talk. That's the thing, though. The Jews aren't monolithic. So, like, you got right now who's in power is like the extreme, religious ones, and then the more moderate.
Well, Netanyahu is a warmonger. We know that.
Well, right. But here's the thing with like the black, like with us as black people here in America, like when it comes to, being careful with kind of falling into the trend of quote unquote anti-Semitism, a lot of those white lawyers that was fighting for civil rights on the legal side, where it mattered, along with black people, were Jewish white people. So like, just be careful with, getting caught up in that, because they've made a lot of contributions to our struggle as well.
Who did?
Jewish people.
Oh well, yeah, they made contributions. I don't think the Muslims contributed a damn thing to our struggle. They
I'm saying
kind of
is like if
just
the extreme right gets their way and you know Jews go bye bye or something, like then they're gonna turn their attention
what do you
to
mean?
us.
Somebody's saying I can't imagine Brandon said anything kind about blacks in USA. Don't bring us up. Man, shut the fuck up, Loki. You can't tell me what to bring up. But on top of that, there's many great black people who have done many great things. The problem is the niggas among our group are the most loud and vocal, saying pure ignorance. That's the problem. I don't got a damn problem at all with black folks, but niggas, they chat my ass. And you guys get mad.
Half niggas are like chronically online and half of us aren't. So like,
bro, we got shit to do, like work. Like, bro, I'm telling you, if you want to know somebody who appeals to niggas very well, is O'Shea Duke Jackson. He will insult niggas all day on WhatsApp in the status and then get on YouTube and be like, I'm down for my niggas. I be laughing at O'Shea like, bro, you know you love these niggas, bro. O'Shea be going harder than anybody. Shut the hell up, you broke ass niggas. Da-da-da-da-da. But, we just want people to like make us feel good. And this is not a feel good channel. I want you to feel good, but I want you to feel good based on facts and truth. I don't want to feel.
We gotta get back to Trump though, man, because that was the main thing. Like he's doing this without a house in order, man. Like that's
well, he has the
main
majority
problem with him.
I think Trump is like a leader. So Trump's like, even if you don't agree, I'm doing what's best for you. And a lot of people don't like, if you talk to Trump supporters, they're like, I trust the president's decisions. If you talk to people who don't support Trump, they're like, oh, he's a dictator, he's raping kids. They're just stupid shit. The people's number one claim against the Iran war situation is Trump did this to hide the Epstein files, which in my mind got to be the most stupidest line of reasoning ever. But that's why I
think he did it because he promised he would. He got the money to do it.
That's what I'm saying. He did it because he promised he would. This had nothing to do with Epstein files. But here's my thing, bro. How can you, people are like, niggas, this and how can you not criticize black folks when we just adopt the dumbest positions on things and then get mad at you if you're like, hey, that doesn't even make sense. I was watching this thing. I wanted to showcase this because this is real ignorant. So I was watching my girl Jaleese. She was on a platform the other day. And let me see if I can make these damn comments pop up because they're acting stupid. Okay, so I got the comments. Let me put us down lower. Where's the button? Where's the damn button? Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see these comments, bro, but I'm trying to make them to where y'all can see just the comments mostly. But it's hard to do that for some reason right now. I don't know. But anyway, just ignore the Jaleese talking, right? But these comments, right? Listen to, I'm going to read it to you because you can't see it.
Yes, an American killed Nipsey Hussle. It's true.
Listen, look. Right. This is what they said. They said America killed, Iran says America killed Nipsey Hussle, right? The dumbest shit ever. A gangbanger named Lil Shitty from 60 Crip, who's the little homie of Brick Baby, who was a host on No Jumper, killed Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle called him out on snitching allegations. Bro got mad as hell, walked away, got a car from the car with his girlfriend, came back and killed Nipsey Hussle. That is what happened. Shit like this happens every day in LA. I'm from Long Beach, right next to LA. This stuff happens every day. Did black people push back and say, this is fucking retarded? Why would the U.S. government try to kill a rapper? There's rappers way worse than Nipsey Hussle. There's rappers who are doing just as much as Nipsey Hussle, or and people who are not rapping doing more than Nipsey Hussle was doing. Why isn't Magic Johnson dead or any of these guys? So look, this is what black people respond with. The cold part is, it's the truth. And y'all believing the snitch took him out because he got called a snitch. Nip had started uniting the gang culture and was bringing light back to Dr. Sebi, who was supposed to have a sit down with the LAPD. Nipsey Hussle did all that already. Spoke before LA's Congress, all that. So what is this guy talking about? Nipsey Hussle did all these things already. So saying that they killed him because he was gonna do it, that makes no sense. Look at this. Wake up. Nobody wants to wake up, and everything is an inside job. Nick is a direct descendant of Haile Selassie. The government kills a lot of people. Why are you guys just now knowing this and still don't believe it? Guys, this is where our people are. This is called psychosis.
I feel like it's Africans in the comments, bro.
Man, they made no damn African. It was niggas.
Egging that shit on.
Bro, ain't no African called paper route clothing, bro. Stop it. With a big ass beard, light skinned as hell. If you follow his music and movement, it ain't far fetched. He was touching on Dr. Sebi in his work. The guy on the right side is probably just programmed to fear and probably dislike Iranians. Iranians, the people of Iran, I don't know about the government, but we're talking about the people of Iran. They figured out a way to connect Iran to Nipsey Hussle. There's no correlation there at all. But this is why when you look at my thumbnail, it shows the Ayatollah pulling the strings of niggas from beyond the grave. The reason why the Ayatollah
uplifting niggas would actually be something Iran would support, because if America, the government's their enemy, and the American government sees us as the enemy, why would they kill Nipsey Hussle? That makes no sense.
That would be 100% stupid. 100% exactly. This is my thing. Why doesn't Iran lift up the niggas that live within the country, the millions of black African descendants who live in Iran? What do? They abuse them. They marginalize them. Won't even let them live in Tehran. But all of a sudden, Iran loves black people. How do you love black people and you don't even love the black people who are right in your country? It's like the scripture in the Bible. How can you say you love God who you cannot see, but you do not love your brother who you can see? How you gonna say you got love for niggas in America, but don't got love for niggas in your own country? Rape them and abuse them and kill them like they nothing, like they dogs. But y'all don't want to look at that. Y'all want to throw out, this nigga's a coon, this is stuff. It's just because you're scared. You don't understand. And instead of saying, man, I don't understand, you use this as a cope. You use insults. Look at this. Look at this dummy. I believe it. I believe those countries have the actual proof to a lot of the conspiracy theories we have about our own country. Well, if they have the proof, why don't they release it? But what I know is America could come out today and say, yeah, we killed Nipsey Hussle. So what? Niggas aren't going to do nothing about it. But I know that this is stupidity. We know what happened with Nipsey Hussle. We know how he died. His mama know how he died. His brother know how he died. But instead of being like, hey, this is stupid, we got to just agree with it. You know why Ayatollah Khomeini said the things he said about black people? Because they had a lot of African slaves in that country. And he knows how the slave mind works. So they know how to perfectly manipulate the mind of slaves. And if you bite on stuff like this, that simply just means you have a slave mind. That's it. You're going to believe anything that's said that you think goes against America. And you're not just going to believe it. You're going to get on the internet and make yourself look like an absolute idiot spreading it. Now tell me, Attorney Tyke, do you believe that America killed Nipsey Hussle? Do you think the government was like, we got to take this nigga out?
No.
Do you realize how stupid you sound? Why don't they kill Brother Randall X? Bro's doing, in my opinion, more greater work than Nipsey Hussle was doing. Nipsey Hussle was opening businesses that ultimately would make the U.S. government richer because he's going to pay taxes. The United States government doesn't kill high-earning taxpayers. Believe me on that one.
Bro, the American government would love for us to find something to do, and people like Randall provide that. So
Exactly. The American government is just sick of you niggas taking up all the welfare, even though white folks are mostly the ones on welfare, but really just complaining.
Bro, you know white people put their debit card in front of their EBT cards at the grocery store when they swipe? You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that. I used to work at a grocery store.
It's hilarious.
They hide it. And yeah, look, man, we know what's up with that. But what I'm saying is King Randall X, these the black men I support. You black Loki, oh, he don't say nothing about black people, bro, because I know black people who doing shit who ain't on here complaining and belly aching. The guy who Roland Martin called a coon for wanting to help young black boys and getting them out of the system and teaching them how to get jobs and how to interact with the police. Roland Martin was shaming bro. because Roland Martin benefits and profits off of niggas with a victim mindset. And y'all, and the funny thing is, a lot of us already know that this is true. And black people here talk about Iran is always on the right side of history. Are you crazy? And this is funny thing too, bro. Do you know I confirmed with a couple of my Iranian friends that Iran really did kill 35,000 of their own people? I didn't think that was true. I thought that was just made up.
Yeah, because some people, I guess, the other claim is that some people, well, Iran is also claiming that a couple thousand of their security forces were killed by protesters or whatever. So they figured they were under attack and, you know, intelligence forces and stuff. And they didn't feel like it was a completely organic protest.
They said it was Israel. Israel was, I got a Muslim too.
Because people were storming government buildings in eastern or in western Iran.
Okay, so let's look at the immigration protests where these Mexicans were trying to break into the federal building downtown LA. Did the United States slaughter them like dogs in the street?
No.
And we know they didn't do that. So that's what I'm saying.
You know,
suspect what? Yeah.
Like the protesters didn't kill any police either.
Yeah, but even if they had killed a couple of cops, they were not going to just start unloading into crowds of people. They tell the cops when the protest gets too crazy, America tells the cops to back down. That's what happened.
Right, that's the thing. We're different. We're different. Yeah.
No, we're better. We're not different. We're better. This is a better country.
Right, but that's under threat right now based on, you know.
That's not if
people are feeling like that could disintegrate rather.
That shit ain't gonna disintegrate because where are the protests against it? There was a No Kings protest, but there ain't no anti-Iran war protest, bro. That's how I know that the majority of people support Trump. Because look at the Vietnam War. When the Vietnam War was going on, people was in the street about that. But then when the Iran war, most people understand Iran is a significant threat against America. They have a history of doing things to Americans. And
but at the same time, gas is going up, so I don't think they can afford to get to the protests.
Man, I'm telling you right now, gas is not
$8 a gallon.
Listen, gas is not going up because of Iran, bro. I just explained this to somebody last night, and I gotta clip that conversation, bro. Gas is like, I'm in Cali, right? I just paid the other day $5.59 for gas, right? Cali has a $2.50 tax on every gallon of gas. So if you take away the $2.50 of the $5.59, I would be paying $3.09 a gallon.
Yeah, I live in Texas and gas is up over $1. So
you said gas is what?
Up over $1.
What are you paying now? $4 something?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get that. It might be up a little bit, but
it's
$4.
The conflict creates a supply issue around the world. It's not that like Iran may be like, you know, like it's not about necessarily like their actions. It's just like even speculation drives up the price of oil, and so
that's what it is. Speculation.
The supply in America is here, but it's just that since the global market is going for that, then people are like the gas prices are going to go up. Like
because all the oil is sold based on $1. Texas gets no gas or crude oil from Iran. They get nothing from anywhere near the Strait of Hormuz. The gas price goes up off of speculation of the market.
In the future supply, which is causing it. Yeah, and the future supply is less so because the Gulf states are getting hit. Iran's getting hit now.
But we're 100%. But we're 100% oil independent. Nobody in America has to buy oil from outside of
we're
America.
Not going to be like Asia and lose supply possibly, right? But like we'll have supply, but the price is gonna be up. You know what I mean? Like the price is still going to be up. Just because we won't run out of gas, doesn't mean people won't be able to afford it at a certain point.
Somebody said, "Too strong." What? What's advertising? Too strong. Why don't you come up here? Too strong. You want free advertisement? You could come up here, prove me wrong, and that would be all the advertisement you need. Everybody would stop listening to me and go follow somewhere else. I follow people. I go look at what people, YouTube shows you what people who watch your channel or used to watch your channel are watching. And I promise you, everybody who left this channel, they did not go to a channel giving them better information. They went to escapism channels. They're literally watching Poetic Flacco, No Jumper, O'Shea Duke Jackson, all this stuff, just unserious channels. So if you were going to watch DeVory or Greg Foreman, or even go watch Midas Touch, which I don't think that's very informative. They just make up lies all the time. Go watch MSNBC, Fox News and stuff. I could understand that. But our people want escapism. We don't want to have to deal with the reality of the world. We want to have an opinion on it, which is rooted in total lies and speculation. And then we want to go distract ourselves so nobody could, disprove what we want to think and believe. And that's okay. And if I wanted your money, I'll just look, he ain't gonna, Black Loki, he's a coward. He's not going to do it. Now Black Loki is like, too strong, go get him. But I'm telling you, I'm not dumb. Was Iran enriching uranium past 60%? Yes, they were. Is Iran screaming death to America? Yes, they are. Are they funding terrorist groups to kidnap and kill Americans? Yes, they are. For me, that is enough to go in and bomb them. That is enough to go in to make sure that they can't get to 90% where they could make the type of nuke that could take out a whole damn city. What they got now, 60%, that could take out maybe a couple city blocks, a block or two of your city. But you get that bitch up to 90%, now we talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You cannot let them get to that point. I don't hate you, Black Loki. I just think you got a lot of shit to say, but you don't come up to defend it. Yeah,
my hot take is we shouldn't let any countries in the Middle East have a nuke because Israel is just as fucking insane as the rest of them.
Well, here's my thing. If you got Israel with a nuke, if there's a Middle Eastern country that has a nuke as well, then I'm okay because I'm like, okay, there is a balance, right? Israel, remember, is just the only Jewish state, period. There are 57 Muslim states, and there are several Muslim states who have nukes. So I keep telling everybody, what in the fuck reason do Muslim states have to be scared of Israel? It's one Israeli state or Jewish state with a nuke versus probably a dozen Muslim states that have nukes. Because I know Turkey has nukes. I know Pakistan has nukes. There's rumors that even some of the smaller countries like Jordan has nukes. And Saudi Arabia,
Jordan ain't got no nukes.
Saudi Arabia is so damn rich, I wouldn't doubt if they had a nuke. I would
Israel
not
won't
doubt
let
if
Jordan have a nuke at all.
Well, Palestine, Turkey, who else got nukes? Egypt, I believe, has nukes. Let me see. Middle Eastern countries with nukes. So this whole thing, from the river to the sea, the greater Israel, that's bullshit. You got all these Muslim countries with nuclear weapons. How's Israel going to overtake them? Middle Eastern. Okay. Here we go. Does Pakistan have nukes? Yes.
You see how some people would see it problematic that like a new country like Israel comes into the Middle East and they just start trying to call the shots on other countries that's been there for thousands of years.
I don't think that. Well, they would argue that Israel was there thousands of years ago, but also remember
not in its current. You know what I mean? Like, there was no continuous situation.
Remember the 6 Day War though. Israel came there on some peace shit, and then all the Muslim countries attacked them.
Because they started kicking out all the Palestinians.
They weren't kicking out the Palestinians. The Palestinians. Here's the thing. That area was not a country. We
can say Israel's not innocent. That's why I take the position that Israel's not innocent, and they're gonna take what they're gonna take. And if the Palestinians can't fight for it, then oh well. But they're holding up. You know what I mean? But eventually they're gonna fall. And it is what it is. But Israel's not innocent. But like, I'm not gonna fucking boo-hoo for them either.
I mean, I'm not boo-hooing for Israel at all. I tell people every day I don't really give a damn about Israel at all. But what I'm saying is, I'm not the guy who's like, let's pile on Israel and blame everything on them. That's bullshit. America has their fault in this. And I'm not even going to let America off the hook to blame everything on Israel. That's why I don't buy into the Israel's pulling America's string. No, America does fucked up shit too. They don't need their this is one of those situations where I don't think America needed their strings pulled at all. I think Trump always wanted to attack Iran. That was one of the first things he said.
Right, but when he represents the people, the polling shows that most of the people don't want it. He shouldn't have supported it. That's the whole point.
Listen, his MAGA base supports it. The polling shows that most people want voter ID, but the Democrats oppose it.
Yeah, but they changed the definition of MAGA so they can make it.
Oh, I got people waiting. Sorry, Too Strong. Hold on, I got another person. Too Strong, what up, man? You in the building?
What's going on?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so tell me how I'm wrong and I'm delusional and all that stuff you said in the comments.
All right. Well, where you want to start?
Anything. Any point I made. Brandon, you're wrong. And here's why. And tell me where we could look up the actual facts about it. We know you ain't got none, but
I mean, every fact that you bring up is about Israel, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't talk about Israel. I don't give a damn about Israel.
Weren't you just talking about the 2 states?
I was saying Israel offered the Palestinians a 2-state solution like 5 times.
What does that have to do with America?
That was in response to what Hakeem was talking about as far as Israel trying to take over Gaza and West Bank.
So what does their battles have to do with us?
Their battles have nothing to do with us. Our battle has to do with Iran. That's why we're bombing Iran and not no other country in the Middle East. We're not even bombing Hezbollah or Hamas.
So why are we bombing them?
We're bombing Iran. We're not bombing Hezbollah or Hamas.
Why are we bombing Iran?
We're bombing Iran because Iran is trying to get a nuclear weapon and admitted that they had uranium enriched to 60%, which could reach 90% in a matter of weeks.
Russia has nukes. So what does them having uranium has to do with anything?
Russia does not sponsor terrorist attacks around the world on innocent civilians. Iran does.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. About that? Please tell me what terrorist attack has been sponsored by Russia around the world that killed hundreds, if not thousands, of innocent civilians.
In the last what?
In the last 100 years. In the last 100 years.
In the last 2 years?
Yes, sir.
Guess where Russia's been? Everywhere where the war has been.
They've
literally set it all up.
Tell me where.
Pay attention, my boy.
Tell me where terrorists did an attack on civilians and Russia funded them. Please tell me.
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, yeah, look it up. But I could tell you where Iran has done that. It's well documented. Iran even admits to sponsoring Hamas and sponsoring Hezbollah. And Hamas Iran had something to do with the terrorist attacks in Kenya back in the day with those Somalis. Iran sponsors terrorism. And you know what's funny? Both the Democrats and the Republicans agreed on March 5th, 2026. The U.S. House passed H.R. 1099, reaffirming that Iran remains the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, with a 372 to 53 vote. While overwhelmingly bipartisan, the vote was not unanimous, with 53 Democrats voting against it, primarily citing concerns over the resolution serving as a pretext for war, right? But here's my thing.
But you know the Palestinians aren't terrorists, right?
No, I'm not saying Hamas is a terrorist group that actually rules over the Palestinians. The Palestinians voted for Hamas to be their leadership.
I mean, they're not terrorists either, though.
No, Hamas is a terrorist group for sure.
They're the inhabitants of there, and they're at odds with occupiers. Like it is what it is.
Hakeem, would you kidnap hundreds of civilians if you were at war with America or Israel?
If you felt like it was a leverage that you needed, like people get kidnapped, like there's reasons why. Yeah.
Well, that would be considered.
If I needed to, then yeah.
That would be considered a war crime. So then you would be a war criminal.
But that's the thing. That's where they're not war criminals, because they're
war criminals.
They're essentially being invaded according to international, UN seems to side with Palestine. So,
but no, UN is filled with a bunch of countries that well, no, that's not true, because the UN voted to help open the strait. The vote was vetoed by Russia and China. I don't know if you know how the UN works, but America, Russia, and China have veto power, which can veto
right.
a
and America uses that power to do things for Israel. So
no, 100%. But what I'm telling you is the UN supported reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Only 2 countries with veto power vetoed the resolution. So don't say the world supports
because China and them are smart enough to know who was gonna enforce that.
What are you talking about?
How many of those countries that voted were gonna enforce that opening?
Are you telling me that America couldn't go in and take the Strait of Hormuz today if they wanted?
Why didn't they?
Because they don't want to do. They don't want to do all
the
work.
Why is he begging on Truth Social saying you better open the fucking thing?
He's not begging anything.
You crazy bastard.
What he didn't want to do, he didn't want America to have to do all the heavy lifting on opening the strait when America doesn't get anything through the strait.
They're doing the heavy lifting now.
Yeah, because they're like, all right, Iran's not trying to negotiate. The UN is not voting. China and Russia vetoed the resolution, so now we have to go in and do it. Bro, why would he be doing it if he couldn't do it? He's doing it. He just today destroyed Kark Island. What did Iran do? I like this idea that people have that like Iran is winning or they're in the key position. Bro, if you have any type of advantage, you're not going to let them destroy all your infrastructure. You're not going to let them destroy your electrical grid, your oil production mechanisms and all of that. Iran is just hiding out.
So why isn't America alone enough for these boats to safely start traversing them?
America could go in and direct the boats, but first they have to destroy the installations where they can launch missiles from. Because the thing you got to understand is if America escorts civilian ships through, Iran is not going to aim at American ships. They're going to aim at the civilian ships. That's the problem. And civilian ships.
I bet those countries voted no because they have a deal with Iran to get their oil through. And that's what all these countries are doing.
Too strong. Yes, join in the conversation. Hop right in, man. We were waiting on you. We're waiting on you, brother. Don't call me a tether. That was a joke. Unmute your microphone. Black Loki, come. Oh, Too Strong. Come on, unmute your mic. We got L in the building. We got a little panel going up. Too Strong. Come on, man. Go ahead, L.
Who y'all agree with, me or Brandon?
L, go ahead. Unmute your mic.
I just joined the chat. I just joined the chat.
Gas in Cali is not $7.50 a gallon, fool. I live in Cali. That's maybe somewhere at some one gas station downtown LA.
You live next to a refinery.
I'm trying to understand.
Everyone lives next to a refinery.
What is the argument about?
The argument is Black America is in a form of psychosis when it comes to what's going on in Iran. They're being manipulated.
Most of America is not paying attention to what's going on in Iran.
Yes, but what I'm talking about is the Black Americans. I'm talking about the Black Americans who are speaking on it. And I was highlighting a post where on Instagram, somebody was saying that Iran says America killed the rapper Nipsey Hussle, and you have thousands of Black people liking it and hundreds of Black people commenting saying,
yes, yeah. The problem with that type of sentiment is that is anecdotal one evidence. You don't know where the data points are coming from. So when you try to generalize a whole group of people based off of what you see online when people are posing as different groups of people all day, I don't think it's a good way of doing the analysis, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you a question real quick? Just real quick. Easy. Did you open up YouTube, see his video, tap on it, and immediately tap the link?
No, that is not what I did.
Okay. Just making sure.
I mean, you're here. You got here somehow.
So what I did is I opened YouTube and I get on the video, and then afterwards I tap the link, and it put me in the live.
So
No,
you
you're good.
didn't watch for a little bit at all?
Yes, I did watch for a little bit.
So
I'm just
I
making
want
sure
you
because
to.
some people would be like jumping in and just saying whatever they want to say. They don't care what was going on, you know.
Well,
No,
he did
I
ask, what
have
are we talking about?
background. I have background, so I understand.
No, so what I'm saying, L, I agree with you 100%. But
I know you do. That's why I said it.
I'm using this to highlight how this is a common trend in Black America. And believe me, even in a large way, Black Americans do this. That's why we vote 85% Democrat. Black
But you
America is the
create a
only.
trend. The problem with your assumption is most black people do not vote at all. So I think the problem is if you want to bash black people about voting, you should bash them for not going to the polls.
Right.
Yes,
But
the
what I'm
voting bloc is not the black population as a whole. So I think when it comes to that, you need to focus more so on making sure people actually vote. Because when it comes to the black population in America, it seems like they are, for the most part, Republican in terms of their religious
conservative,
beliefs.
they're conservatives.
Yes.
Yeah. But what I'm telling you is this. Even if black people don't vote, black people do appear in the community, or you could call it the national watering hole or water cooler conversations. And even black people who don't vote, they reinforce Democrat tropes, right? So a gang member
they don't
might not
reinforce
vote.
the tropes. You are reinforcing the tropes by spreading the stupid comment that the person with black face on internet said.
No, but on the internet they do. They are in psychosis. If you look at black
But
people on
is
the
it just
internet,
the black people in psychosis, or is it everyone? Like,
I'm just listen. This channel is black. Is angled more towards black people, and black people have a very.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
the problem is you need to have more nuance. You cannot just target one group and just make it seem like that one group is the only group who acts irrational.
No, I talk about white people all the time. I do shows about white folks too.
I mean,
but this particular show about black folks, because that's who's attacking me in my inbox, who's sending me emails and on Instagram, you're dumb, you don't know what you're talking about. Da-da-da. So then
because you don't know what you're talking about.
I think the reason why they do that is because of the generalizations. Like, there's no nuance to it, and you don't. It's not comparing, crazy to crazy. You know, you're just saying these people are crazy, but you're not saying these people and these people are crazy. It would make more sense to say that.
Are you an American citizen?
Yes, I am an American citizen.
So there's somebody in the comments like he's African, he's not Black American, right?
I'm not even African, dog. I'm just making an accent.
No.
Like,
that's
y'all niggas
fine.
is crazy as fuck. The fuck you talking about?
No, that's fine. But my point still remains. There are a large amount of black people who you are giving way too much credit. Who, if somebody start going in on you,
I'm not giving them credit. I'm just saying most of them aren't even paying attention to the shit because they're working minimum wage jobs.
But what I'm telling
exactly.
But what I'm telling you is, even if they're not paying attention, if their attention is brought to it, they will 90%, or let's say 85% of the time, they will err on the side of ignorance. I've seen it in real time.
I would say on the side of ignorance in terms of people who are like in cohorts with like college campuses and are listening to the rhetoric that are on college campuses. But your regular everyday black people, if you bring that shit up to them, they just gonna decide whoever makes the more convincing argument for morality, that's the side they're gonna side with. They're not really paying attention to it. They're more worried about their bills and stuff, and keeping a check.
Okay.
Instead of
wait, it really was an accent. That was really an accent you was doing,
just made
bro.
It, he just
as a matter of happenstance, I do have in common with the role I play this evening. Aspirations,
bro.
Yeah, I can make
maybe he's an actor.
Man.
Maybe he's an actor.
Yeah, that's pretty lit.
But those are like the people who Tariq Nasheed hires to call fake.
Nigga, stop playing.
Yeah, $30 a call.
I'm not saying that he hires you, but I'm just telling them there are people who are very talented like that who can just do accent. Hey, go ahead, Too Strong for Life. You said I was wrong, but you can't prove it. You just took a break to go find something to prove I'm wrong, and I want to give you that break. I gave you the break, so now tell me where I'm wrong at.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that Russia doesn't have any terrorist groups. Well, if we look at Wagner Group and what they have been doing since
it's Wagner Group, and that's not a terrorist group.
That is a terrorist group.
No, it's not. That's a private contractor, just like Blackwater, just like all those groups that we have. These are contractors,
been announced
military
by
contractors.
the United States of America that they are a terrorist group. So
okay.
So Brendan, I guess my question is, can I interject for 1 second?
Wait, 1 second. 1 second, L. Wagner Group, show me where they are attacking civilian populations around the world doing terrorist attacks.
In Africa, the UK. European.
So Wagner Group is killing civilians in the UK and in Africa.
Yeah,
that's a lie. They're killing
they
radical.
Get hired Muslim by those countries.
Look it up.
They're hired by those countries to kill Muslim extremists. We know we don't got to look it up because we already know what the Wagner Group does.
You're just saying words without looking things up.
No, we've looked this up before we met you. That's what you don't understand. We've had these conversations, bro. I could talk to Hakeem because Hakeem has been here for years having these conversations. We've been researched this stuff. And the Wagner Group is basically gone.
How you gonna say that you researched it when I'm looking at it and it says the U.S. literally describes them, put them down as a terrorist group since 2023.
Okay, so here's where you're failing. So if the United States says the Wagner Group is a terrorist group, they are correct and you should believe them. But if they say that Iran is a terrorist regime, they're lying and they're making that up and can't be trusted. On top of that, your initial assertion in those comments was that the United States, Russia, and Israel are a axis of evil that is trying to take over the world. So make up your damn mind, bro. You doing cognitive dissonance right now.
You want me to tell you what I believe is going to happen?
Go ahead, L, because this dude ain't making no damn sense. Go ahead, L.
Iran war is not going to be a long war. No. The reason why the war will not be long is because the European powers will need the oil. Russia will need the oil. China will need the oil. Iran has no allies virtually. No one will stand up for Iran. But Iran is...
Well, China and Russia is standing up for Iran.
No, be so sure about that because what can happen is Iran will cut their own deals.
But let me tell you something. When it comes
America
to
will have to bomb people in the strait to pass through. Because Iran can let whoever they want through.
We're cutting off the European powers. Ships. Listen, sir, you don't know how to think 3D chess. Bro. This ain't even about the Middle East. This is about Africa, sir. We're cutting off the European ability.
Iran will cut their own deals.
Keep it about the topic, guys. No personal attacks. Only I could personally attack them.
I'm just saying Iran will cut their own deals, and those ships will cross through the strait. And America can stop those ships if they want to stop the strait in order to make a deal and get China and all them to turn their backs on Iran.
I mean,
because France and them are cutting their own deals.
Care either way. China's going to be the one helping build the pipelines to just bring the oil directly to China.
China definitely.
That's a stupid thing. That's a stupid thing to say. Because of
why is that a stupid thing to say? They've done it before.
Dude.
Oh, so they can't. So you can't bring a pipeline and have it go not through another port.
If China doesn't care, why
they can. It'll be a stretch, but
listen. If China doesn't care, why are they voting down resolutions? Why are they vetoing resolutions to open the Strait of Hormuz? China gets all of their oil through the Strait of Hormuz, bro.
So when I say China doesn't care, I'm just meaning in the sense of where they're not going to take military action.
No, they just can't because they'll get fucked up.
They use diplomacy to get their oil through. They don't need to use military.
What I am saying is
real quick. I don't want this on this channel. We know that China will get fucked up by the United States 100%. That's not even a thing. Russia, they're bogged down in a war right now with Ukraine, so they're not even operating at full capacity. the United States military is the premier military on the earth, and they pretty much can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Keep going.
So my whole thing is, what I honestly and truly believe is that Trump going into all these different countries, going into Venezuela, going into Iran, doing regime change, I don't think it's going to stop there. I think after he leaves Iran, he's going to go to Nigeria and deal with Boko Haram. He's already in
Nigeria.
Okay, well, there you go. And then from there, they're going to go to the Francophone countries. And the whole point is to get a hold of all the resources so that they can develop the technology enough to not need the resources and then leave those countries dry and brittle, unfortunately.
I don't think Trump's trying to do all that. He don't even have the time to do all that. But I think what Trump is doing, he knows the Democrats are weak. He knows after, his unpopularity, there's a chance that they could take back the White House going forward. And so I think Trump is trying to do a lot of things that are like irreversible, or if like the Democrats try to reverse them, it'll make them so unpopular that Republicans get reelected. And that's all I think Trump is trying to do. I think Trump knows Iran is a bad actor. I think Trump knows that Iran likes to kill and kidnap Americans for leverage. And I think he just got sick of them. And I'm not going to lie. I'm honestly sick of Iran too. I'm tired. I'm just tired of it was like how we got sick of North Korea. And Trump went over there and was like, look, dude, you keep talking that shit, I'm going to come over there and fuck you up. And then North Korea was like, you haven't heard shit from them in a long time.
Think it's you think it's as simple as just locker room talk? There's like no strategy behind it at all?
I believe that there's only one ultimate goal, which is to keep Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. And I know that's true because Trump tried to negotiate with them and gave them a week or more to like, come on, make a deal, come on, make an agreement. But Trump ripped up the initial deal and he wants to make a new deal. And he's trying to pressure them into agreeing to the new deal, which would basically strip them of ballistic missiles, damn near totally of ballistic missiles, and of all nuclear uranium enrichment capability.
Which they're not going to become a grain war, which you need Congress, and it's not going to happen.
What you say?
So then I said that's something that Iran's not going to go with. So from my perspective, strategically, I don't think Iran is going to quit unless the European powers get involved.
What do you mean quit? They're not even doing anything. That's what I don't understand that. It's like, bro, I'm telling you, this is like watching a fucking football game and the other team is sitting in the locker room and you guys are like, man, this is a really good game. And
so when I say quit, I mean, they're not going to sign any other paperwork until it's detrimental to all the other countries to the point where everyone else is getting involved in the conflict.
At this point, I don't know why you guys don't see this, but at this point, what Trump is doing, he's putting so much, what he's doing is he's trying to pressure the Iranian civilians to actually turn on their government. Everyone knows throughout history of governments, when does the population turn on the government to where they're like, we don't even give a fuck if you kill a bunch of us? When their economy is in shambles. And what Trump just did, he literally crippled their economy. So they're basically going to be fucked up for like a decade or more now. So it's either IRGC steps down or IRGC eventually gets overthrown by the people as the people like try to survive like abject poverty. And that's what Trump was trying to avoid doing.
But when IRG gets control of the people, it's not like Trump's just going to let this new government just take over and do whatever. I mean, Trump's going to get involved.
So we have to massacre
economic benefits that we're going to be receiving from that.
We have to massacre and famine millions of people in order for the people to turn on this. How
many millions of
is that not war crime at that point?
No, but how many millions of civilians have we massacred though? You got to talk about shit that has been done.
We're about to create the conditions that we're doing that. That's what we're threatening.
Over and over.
No, Iran, the U.S. and all those places, they'll drop food and all that type of stuff.
Dude, they're blowing up their railroads right now. Mm-hmm. If they blow up their bridges and stuff, like, how do you think they're gonna get food and stuff into a place like Tehran? You know, that's what Trump is threatening to do. They'll
drop food. They'll drop food. That's what they always do. They'll drop food. They'll feed the population. That's going to happen no matter what. But they have to create conditions.
Did the Palestinians turn on Hamas after all that? Did the Palestinians turn on Hamas after all that and overthrow them?
Yeah, but Palestinians is a small group of people. Iranians are 90
we're
million.
dealing with people that aren't afraid to die. That's the difference between the West and the Middle East.
But the
we are
Gaza
afraid
Strip,
to die. They're not.
But the Gaza
Okay.
Strip, the
So
Gaza
what's your
Strip
point?
is not full of groups that are already in opposition to the IRGC. There are other groups who are against that government who can just walk in and take over if you weaken the IRGC enough.
This is why people think that Israel's in the lead, because Israel does shit like this. They're chomping at the bit to go right for the civilian stuff.
Well, Israel, no, because Israel could have been went in and wiped out their government apparatus. Israel had spies within the government. So I don't understand.
Congress approval and just go in there and fight them head up. Like,
bro,
why not?
The United States wouldn't let them. The United States was like, no. Remember, after Midnight Hammer, Israel wanted to go full scale invasion, and Trump was like, no.
Our system is too inconvenient.
Well, they don't want to disrupt too much of the global trade and all that stuff. And
our
honestly,
system is an inconvenience for Trump.
Who, our system?
Yeah,
maybe it is. I still think we got the best system on earth.
It's real patriotic.
I mean, I don't care.
For sure.
Whether a Democrat or Republican is in charge, I think we got the best thing going right now. So I'm not trying to be. My thing is this. You know that this government doesn't give a damn about the civilians, because it's like they're willing to just let everything get destroyed instead of just step down. Look, if you don't want me to rule you, you gotta go. If the American people start rioting in the streets, like, get Trump out of here, eventually it will get to the point where they're like, bro, you need to resign. You need to step down.
Would you be asking Trump to leave if China was doing this to us, saying, hey, get your government out of here and it'll end? Are you marching down to Washington to overthrow them?
If China was bombing us into
if they were doing, yes. If they were doing what was to us what's being done to Iran,
100%.
You think at some point you would go and overthrow your government because China?
100%.
Okay.
If China clearly had the upper hand and our government is refusing to negotiate, and China's like, come to the table, let's talk, and we're basically trying to gaslight. And
when they land their military in, you'll welcome them in. Like, hey, come on in, military too. Listen, we overthrew them. Come on, China.
If you're beat, you're beat. If you're fighting. If you're beat, you're beat. A Pyrrhic victory is no victory at all, bro. Because
this ain't a sport.
China and America are at least comparable to an extent. It is like a sport. China is comparable. This is like a boxer in the ring, in the corner, won't throw in the towel. This is Apollo Creed versus our boy Ivan Drago, bro. Like, throw in the fucking towel. You getting beat up. You talked all that shit about what you could do and you was gonna do, and you couldn't do any of it, bro. The first day they lost like 49 members of their government. It was at that point they should have thrown in the towel, because even if they had the weapons,
and we're losing $1 trillion.
Do you think Trump is covering up? Do you think the administration is covering up troop deaths?
No. Why would they? If they were covering them up, why would they tell you about any of them?
Yes, it doesn't make no sense. They have families, you know.
Because people are they just blocked a company from posting satellite images, because that's how people were finding out. They were seeing our U.S. bases getting blown to bits.
No, because
bases were already evacuated.
The bases,
and they saw videos of F-15s getting shot.
Listen, for one, those were lies. But anyway,
because people are seeing stuff. That's why,
bro. That's not true. And Hakeem, you know,
it doesn't matter what people are seeing. It's the facts is the only thing that matters.
You
but
are
on the other side of the coin. I do think they would report all those deaths and not hide them, because they need every reason they can to go in.
Hakeem, people were posting video game footage, and that shit was getting millions of likes. And
the White House was too.
Listen, thousands of comments. The whole point I'm making is this: I have a cousin who's on a LPD right now in the Persian Gulf. Right now. Well, he's not right in the Persian Gulf, but he's right around there. Right. So if you look at these soldiers know if someone's getting killed or if this group of people got taken out, they get a report on that, right? And I have people who I know, and I have another cousin who was in naval intelligence who literally is getting daily updates and reports from people he knows. You can go on YouTube channels with ex-military who are getting updated on the hour from people who are at the top ranks in the military. They're not going to give you no classified information, but the basic stuff that has been cleared to disclose, they'll tell you all about it. And my thing is this: if there was thousands of troops dying, they probably would tell you about it, because then that would make the United States public more, in my opinion, more okay with a ground invasion. Like, what? They killed thousands of our troops in the history of war. Whenever there was a large amount of in the history, I'm just saying based on war history. In the history of war, when there's a lot of casualties on our side, people get they get war hungry. They want to go in and eradicate people. But when it's like a little bit of deaths a day, 10 people died today, 7 people died today, that's when society gets more up in arms.
Baby back bitches that don't know anything about war, that haven't seen any conflict.
Well, that's the majority of Americans.
See movies.
Brandon?
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that if Iran does not give up, will we as a country nuke Iran?
No.
And if we do, you don't think ever there will never nuke?
Never. No.
Israel will. That's
Israel
not,
will
not going to be us.
Israel will not, because one, they don't have to. You use a nuke for a country that poses a real threat, bro. If we are able to go in and pull out U.S. troops with Iran knowing that we're coming in and having an idea of where the troop might be, bro, Iran is a paper tiger, bro. They talked all that shit, but they can't back none of that shit up.
That once Trump becomes lame ducker for whatever reason, the support for Israel goes away in America. They're gonna claim Iron Dome failed and they'll nuke.
No, they won't nuke. If they were gonna nuke, they would have been nuked by now, bro. Iran is running out of missiles. Have you guys gotten a missile report from Iran lately?
We are running out of missiles
every day.
We're not, bro.
Manufacture anything. What are you talking about?
Iran shoots missiles every day.
Do you think, and the amount is going down less? I think it's less than 10 a day at this point. And it was like there were days when they launched like over.
We don't know why though. We don't know why though.
Because they're running out.
Iran is getting funded by Russia.
We don't know.
Listen, it doesn't matter about funding, bro. What you guys got to understand, if you use logic, Iran was the builder, the creator of the missiles. So you could give them all the money you want to. If the missile factories are destroyed, they cannot create more.
How they destroyed when 6 of our airplanes went down during.
Bro, that has nothing to do with. That has
what
nothing.
What does the airplane going on have to do with it?
Nothing. He's just throwing shit out.
Rescue?
Right. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'll parse between the two. I'll give you both some credit because like it doesn't matter because the population, a lot of them have shoulder strapped fucking RPGs. So.
Exactly. RPG is not reaching freaking Israel. So that's two
it's
different
reaching us
types.
Going in Iran like idiots.
Listen, bro, the whole point is they've shot down low-flying aircraft, which the United States military knew had a high likelihood of getting shot. That's why they send the Warthogs. The Warthogs are like encased in titanium, bro. You can't even penetrate them with bullets, but they're made to fly low, and to surveil shit. So they knew, okay, there's a chance an RPG could hit this, and it got hit, and guess what? It flew back out of Iranian space and went on ahead and landed, and then the pilot was fine. That's fine, but you're not able to kill anything. You're able to shoot down old
planes. How are the bases destroyed then? How are
the basics are the bases are evacuated? The bases were evacuated a week before bombing started.
Yeah, they told us that they were going to bomb.
Yeah,
yes, that's a fact.
Some people died at the base.
No,
the first
bro.
people that died were on a base.
No, bro. The bases
I think they were like in moving vehicle or something.
Yeah, listen. The bases were evacuated a week.
They weren't all evacuated. There's even videos of soldiers that are posting videos of them on the base in a missile hitting them like 100 yards away.
Fake videos. Those are not real. Those are not real. Bro, it was widely reported.
The first half dozen soldiers that died were on a base, bro.
Okay, well, if the video. All right, show us the video. Show us the video. Can't you put it in the chat?
Let me try to find it.
Right.
Yeah, because I've seen videos, but
y'all can say fake. All right, well, let's go.
And then if you don't have a video, if you can just look up what
video.
No, I'm
bro.
not an idiot. I deal with internet people.
What do you mean? I'm not saying anything. I want to see the video.
Y'all can just go look for it. If y'all care that
Hakeem.
much, go look for it.
Man,
I'm not going to sit
No,
here
we
and make.
care that
I'm
much
not making
because
it
you're
up.
bringing it up as
I'm not going to
evidence.
make it
From
up.
our understanding,
I mean,
most of the videos are AI. You're saying that our bases are hit, but you're not specifying what bases and how many people die because you don't know.
I
Because
said there
that's
was
what you said
a
earlier in the
base.
conversation.
I said there was a base where a soldier. They were sitting there huddled,
Okay, then
and
what
they
is
were
that
peeking
base
out the
called?
door with their camera, and it was not right next to them, but it was close enough. I didn't say they fucking died, bro. Like, and then if you go look up the report
one
on
said
the
you said
initial
they died.
soldiers that did
We're
die,
just
that
saying
were
the
brought
video is
home.
AI.
Hold on. You're mixing up things that I'm saying because I'm saying two separate things. The initial soldiers that are reported to have been killed
Damn, one after
in
another.
this war, they were killed when a missile hit one of the bases. They evacuated
What
a lot of people from the bases, but there were still people on the bases. Like it's so like public knowledge.
What base? Okay, well, what
God.
base?
Let me go get the name because
It's
if I don't
public
have the name
knowledge.
right offhand, then
If
it
it's
didn't
public
happen.
knowledge, then the public should know, right?
So are you not
But no one in
acknowledging
here
that
seems to
soldiers
know.
were killed? Are you not acknowledging that soldiers were killed and reported to have been killed?
Yes,
And they showed
there
their
were
faces
like
and their names?
soldiers killed.
So if you know so
Soldiers
much,
were
how did they
killed,
die?
yes.
If you know so much, how did they die?
I do not know how they died, but there was
Right
no
then.
report of them dying on
why
the
are
base.
you
So
sitting
Hakeem,
here?
okay,
just-
guys, radio. So Hakeem is right. There was a base in Kuwait where 6 personnel from the 103rd Sustainment Command were killed in a March 1st drone missile strike on a tactical operations center at Port Shuaiba, Kuwait. So that wasn't necessarily a base. It was a tactical operations center, but they were killed. So 6 people have been killed. Let's say that's a base. They were killed on a military base, 6 people. So total in this whole situation, 13 U.S. service members have been killed. I mean, I hate to see any American die, but that's a very small number of people. Like, if you told me I'm gonna launch thousands of ballistic missiles and only kill 13 people, that's Iran who's losing. You don't launch missiles to kill 13 people. You
I love how people
to
deny stuff but actually have no clue. That's really weird.
Well, that's. But
Who's
guess
denying
what?
stuff and has no
I
clue?
You.
That's why.
How did I deny
He
it?
just
What I
asked for
said is
proof. He
there's
asked for
videos
proof.
that are AI, and I asked you for a source, sir. That's not
And then
denying. That's
you
asking for
asked me to
confirmation.
prove that the people that were confirmed dead died on a base.
Yes. No,
I just
not the
posted
6,
video.
not the 6, not the 6.
Backtrack.
Yes,
I'm
you
asking you to
Man,
prove
You wanted
what
all the
base
proof, bro.
was hit.
Shut up.
The way you were talking, you weren't speaking in raw numbers. You weren't speaking in data. All you were saying was
what the
a
fuck are you
base was
talking
hit.
about, bro?
From my perspective, I'm like, a base. That's a giant. That's a building. That's a whole. A base was hit with a whole bunch of people.
Here's the issue. Hakeem is a person who's been coming up here. He knows that this channel, you can speak in general terms because we will go do the research to verify.
Or already know.
Or we usually already know, so we do talk very relaxed. But when he said it, I went and verified it. He was correct. You got to let it go at that point. He was not lying. He was not up here.
Fine.
He wasn't up here doing what most people do, which is try to maliciously deceive.
No, he wasn't lying.
audience.
But what I will say is he was trying to make it seem like it was a lot worse than it was.
I mean, some people might consider 6 steps
you
a
won't
lot.
give it up, bro, will you?
Some people might consider
what is
6
there
steps
to
a
give
lot.
up?
I just posted a video in the back chat. Go look at it.
All right, where?
There's
Back
a
chat
lot
where?
more than just.
All right,
There's
let's
only
go.
one.
That's all I'm saying. Post the videos. This is supposed to be educational.
We were told this was going to.
Man, all right, man, let's go. This guy. Even I know this guy. But okay, let me not say nothing about him. Guys, mute up.
Listen carefully because something is not lining up. We were told this was going to be a short operation.
Which it is.
Precision strikes, limited
Which
engagement,
it is.
no escalation. We heard initially it'd be 4 days, 3 or 4 days. Turn into 6, turn into 2 weeks.
Nobody said no damn 3 or 4 days. This nigga's lying out the gate. I know this motherfucker, but he's like, this is a short operation. It hasn't even been 2 months.
Can you let the
Maybe
video play?
6 weeks.
I will, but okay, I won't say nothing else.
And now they're planning for 2 months ground engagement. Troops on the ground, boots on the ground, right? Every signal that's coming out right now says the complete opposite to the BS we were fed in the beginning. This isn't winding down. This is building up.
And it's just like every time we've gotten in some kind of conflict, the same thing happens. Now, strip out emotion, talk about this. You have reports and imagery showing a US E-3 Sentry AWACS aircraft has been destroyed. $270 million E-3. What? I thought we were winning. What happened? Look at this thing. $270 million. How many of these $270 million planes have been blown up, or maybe more, that we're not hearing about? That's what I want to know. But that AWACS is not.
Okay, so this guy's asking questions. He knows as much as we do. So you want me to keep playing it? How many? This is bullshit. It's speculative bullshit. L, unmute your mic.
Keep watching the video.
Bro, I
Yeah.
understand that. But when I'm saying, not L, I didn't mean you. I meant Too Strong. Too Strong for Life. He's asking questions like us. How is this educating us?
Just keep watching the video. He's going to inform you about everything.
You know, this guy literally, how many of these are getting
Not just a plane. That is an airborne command and control. That platform tracks threats across hundreds of miles, coordinates fighters and intercepts. Basically acts as a flying battlefield command center. You lose that, man, you lose visibility, you lose coordination, you lose time. That is not just a public relation problem, because it is that too. It is that. You don't just lose $270 million to Iran. Okay. It's also a tactical problem. Now stack on top of that, guys. Refueling aircraft has been damaged. Okay. Now, how much those cost, I don't know. We know of at least one, possibly multiple. And that matters way more than people realize. It's obviously an intelligent move. If you're going to bomb some planes, bomb the refuelers. Because air power does not exist without fuel. Those tankers extend fighter range, sustain bombing operations, basically keep the aircraft in flight. If you start losing tankers, you start shrinking your operational reach. Now you're not just fighting the enemy, you're fighting your own logistics, your own logistical capability. Now, add on top of all that, you got wounded numbers coming out. The first time we've heard that this weekend, over 300 reported in some cases. Wow. Thought it was like 20. A lot of those being traumatic brain injuries from blast pressure. And that tells you something very specific. These bases are taking concussive impacts, missiles, drones, indirect fire. That is real contact. Something that hadn't really told us about. Another, right? Keep it quiet. But where things get interesting is that the public narrative has been minimal damage, contained. Everything's under control. We know exactly what we're doing. The operational reality, aircraft destroyed, airfields hit, personnel wounded, infrastructure degraded. That's a gap right there, and it's intentional, because modern war isn't just fought with weapons. It's fought with information management or information control. You don't want, the American people hearing that you're getting your behind whipped. Secondly, you don't want the rest of the world to hear that. America's strength and the value of the dollar comes a lot because of our military strength. You start saying, hey, man, Iran's giving them boys hell over there. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Doesn't sound too good. Now, again, they're stating, guys, that bases are just getting hit right and left. So, 17 U.S. sites damaged in war in Iran. Okay. This was from March 11th. But this weekend, they're stating almost every, and this isn't confirmed exactly, but they're saying almost every military base out there or outpost is destroyed, gone. We have none in that region anymore, is what they're saying. So billions upon billions of dollars They supposedly evacuated everybody. Where are all these people getting injured from as well? What the hell is going on over there? What is going on? I thought we were dominating, winning. Let's talk about what matters the most, though, movement. Because war is defined by movement. And right now, movement says everything. You've got Marine Expeditionary Unit in theater. They just arrived. USS AAA and the 82nd Airborne preparing for deployment. Apparently, the Special Operations Forces are planning raids. Ground operations are being discussed. This is not stabilization, not de-escalation like we've been, it's going to wrap up. Last week, he was saying it's going to wrap up in a few days. We've got now a phase transition going from strike phase to ground engagement phase. They're saying now that this 4-day airstrike is turning into 2-month ground troop deployment. Yeah. They're mapping it out as we speak. Wow. Things are changing, quite honestly. The other thing is that this should alarm you. But apparently, Channel 12 reports that if the U.S. launches a ground operation in Iran, Israeli troops will not take part in combat. What? So the IDF will not be involved. Only U.S. souls. You really can't make this up anymore. It's crazy. We know that Lindsey Graham went over there to talk Trump into getting involved with Israel striking Iran. And pretty much
as an anti-Semite.
Not only get involved, but now we are the main ones. They're kind of pulling back, and they were doing peace talks, and then Israel starts hitting major sites, steel factories, and so on. Apparently universities, and now complete escalation. But they're not going to take part in the ground combat. Yeah. That's about on brand for them. Now, the sad reality, guys, is I want you to take a step back. Take a step back and listen to what I'm about to tell you.
Bro, I hate this guy. Okay, so what are we supposed to be getting out of that too strong for life? What the plane was damaged. Okay. Israel won't be participating in the ground.
One, you see where the trillions of dollars are going. Two, there's more than just one base that got destroyed. Three, you see how many.
Everyone already knew that.
What are you talking about? The bases got hit. There was nobody on them.
Six soldiers in one base.
We were just, bro.
You said that it wasn't even a base.
The bases were evacuated.
You said it wasn't even a base. What are you talking about? You said it was a center, right?
Who said it wasn't a base?
Bro, he's not even talking about. He didn't name a single specific base by name. So what are you talking about?
He showed you them.
No, he didn't show you shit. He literally said, bases are getting hit. That's all he said. He
okay, well, I posted a link. If you guys like to suck on data points, go to my link. If you like to have some video evidence in fucking satellite imagery, then go to my link.
I clicked your link. It's not taking me directly there. It's taking me to like a page. Welcome.
You guys hear me?
Confirm.
Yeah, go there and then choose Iran on the left.
Okay. Iran.
So far away.
It's loading. It's loading.
And then on the bottom right, you can filter by date. I like to do like, the today and the day before. Sometimes I'll zoom out.
Shit ain't showing. Hold on. What? I think it's like little. It's not like going little.
Move it to over the video, I guess.
It's still loading from the data server.
The little bar. Okay, yeah.
Yo, there's something I do want to point out before we get into another video.
Okay.
So one thing I do want to say is so when it comes to the deaths, I understand that there were 13 deaths. And the only reason why I was kind of upset with what you were saying is because you were making it seem like there was a lot more. And from my understanding, I haven't heard of a death in a while. And so I looked it up for the 13 deaths, and the last group of people who had passed away, RP, was early March, like March 13th or March 11th, somewhere around that time frame. So that's the reason why I was just kind of
I feel you. You're just smashing what I'm saying together, because I did ask him about a speculative question, like, do you think there's more deaths than being reported? I did ask him that initially. And then along the lines, we started talking about bases.
Yeah, he did ask that, but I said I didn't think there were more deaths. Guys, it's war. Okay, Geo confirmed.
Yeah, because when you said hundreds and hundreds, I'm like, the families would be knowing.
Does this
like there'd be a map view?
They wouldn't tell you because they don't want to lose publicity.
They wouldn't tell you, but eventually people are going to be like, hey, man, we haven't heard from our son, and da-da-da-da-da. And groups of people are just going to be coming out saying that.
Trump we're talking about.
This is like...
He literally lied about the Epstein files.
No, you got to go to the website.
All of our faces.
Hold on. I got to go back. Oh, here it goes. I found it. All right, here we go. So where are we going?
Yeah, so you can, if you want to, filter by date, you can click on those events, and they're pinpointed. So some of those are bases. Those, if there's whether imagery or video.
But this is also showing bases in Iran.
Yeah, it's showing the whole war. Yeah, what we're hitting, what they're hitting. So you could go to the Gulf. You can go to like Kuwait or Bahrain or something like that, or Dubai.
Oh no, I see it right. I see it right here. So they're hitting all our shit in the UAE. They're hitting all our shit in the Saudi Arabia. I see that. They're trying to hit. Yeah. They're hitting shit in Kuwait. They're aiming at. They're showing where the ships are positioned. But what I would say, even looking at this map, they're not really hitting a lot. They don't got a lot to hit, actually. They're what do you assess from this?
because Iran's goal is because people think it's about nukes and stuff like that. Iran's simple goal is to just get America out of the Middle East. Why do you think they went for the bases first? And they're irritating the Gulf states by messing with their stuff. So the Gulf states will be like, you guys need to go.
But as long as Israel is in the Middle East, you're never going to get America out of the Middle East, because Israel is like America's watchdog in the Middle East.
And that's why there's pings on Israel there too.
No, yeah, they've been hitting Israel, but I mean, what I'm saying is this, bro. They've launched thousands of missiles and killed 13 people. Like, that can't be good. That can't be, like, if you talk about winning
on 3 different days.
I equate winning to like casualties and just like your ability to sustain what you're doing. The United States, let me tell you something. Somebody said we're running out of missiles.
Did you know about the information that he just showed you? No, because he had to show you it, right?
What are you talking about? I knew. Bro, what are you talking about? This is the same thing that's being reported on the damn news and everywhere else. He's just showing us a physical.
He just commented that was coming.
He's showing us a physical representation of it, but this is exactly what they're talking about.
You did not know about this.
Yes, we did.
Lying.
Bro.
Stop lying.
Right here. Bro,
we already knew they were attacking all the bases.
Bro, we already
talking about.
Bro,
we told you that they were. We told you that they moved them out of the base.
Okay, listen. Okay, so when this guy is sounding like an idiot right now. Just yesterday on my show, I was talking about how they were bombing the shit out of the UAE, and the day before that, I was talking about how I thought they were doing that shit out of jealousy because the tourism is booming over there. Then we talked about how the planes were shot down over Kuwait. Right? This is where Kuwait is. I don't know if you know that, but we talked about how the planes were shot down over Kuwait. We talked about how Iran was attacking everybody around them. And I made the point that even their neighbors in the Middle East do not want them to have a nuke. The Crown Prince literally was like, yo, Iran can never get a nuke. And if they get nukes, we want nukes. Right? So this is pretty much to me, all this does is confirm that what's being reported is factual. And that's what I tell people. When you discredit the media, I say, you got to understand there's thousands of people who all they do for a living is try to discredit the media. That's what they do. They make money off of that. So even CNN.
Yeah, and this isn't all the things that happened, but it's just things that they can verify with geolocation and stuff like that.
Right, where some shit was hit and all that. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think anyone's doubting that. I think Hakeem's just giving us a resource that we can use to have a little bit more insight on what the hell's going on. And he nerds out on this over the weekends. He said he hangs out and does this. And
yeah, I'll compare this with the flight radar and stuff.
He brings over a hottie like, you want to see something cool? But no, this is great. I love this. I'm gonna actually make this. I'm gonna pin this. But this is dope as hell. I like this. I listen, anything that's true, Like you saw when the plane got hit, I didn't argue down about the plane getting hit. I pulled it up so everybody could see what it looks like. But
wait, can you zoom in on it?
But what I hate, let me pull. I'm trying to pull us down so you. Okay, yeah, there we go. But what I hate is people just saying dumb shit like, "Oh, America's losing to Iran, bro. Iran's not even playing right now. They're not even in the game." What part would you like me to zoom in on?
So, Hakeem, I have a question to ask you since you're probably more familiar with this like geopolitical visual stuff. What part of in terms of the greater expansion of Israel theory that I think you were postulating or someone was postulating, what parts of other countries are currently a part of that? Because I'm looking at how like all the attacks are straight lined and stuff like that, and I'm wondering if they're trying to like make way for a pipeline.
Yeah, the pipeline thing, that's always been kind of like, that's like kind of a decades old kind of thing with the whole Syria and stuff like that. But the greater Israel is gonna encroach up by Turkey. It's gonna take Iraq up to the river. It's gonna take Jordan and the northern desert part of Saudi Arabia and the Sinai Peninsula. So they would essentially have control, some access and control to the Persian Gulf, the Red Sea, of course, the Mediterranean, the Suez Canal.
So from that perspective, do you think like the Greater Israel Project is more of putting everybody under a unified government or replacing the religion and everything or the people?
I think it's BS. I think it's just to afford Israel the room to get the biblical lands that they claim back, which includes a little bit of Jordan, a little bit of Syria, over by the Golan and stuff like that, a little bit of Lebanon, and not the Sinai, believe it or not, just like the rest of Gaza and like southern or whatever. I think it's a ruse. I think the Jews themselves put that Greater Israel Project out there because they even put like patches and stuff on their army gear and stuff. I think it's a psyop, just to kind of get us to over-expect. They expect we're going to take all this. They're going to take all this land or whatever, but all they're going to get is the little bit by them, and they're just going to chill out. And they're going to be like, "Oh, there is no Greater Israel Project. That's a conspiracy, anti-Semite."
I don't understand where they gonna expand to, because they can't fuck with Syria. They can't fuck with Iraq.
No, they're gonna take Syria. Syria's gonna give it up.
They can't take Syria, bro. They can't do it. How?
And then Russia's their major ally,
bro. Before this, like around October, right around October 7th and stuff like that. If I'm not familiar, Israel, they helped finish off Assad and stuff like that, and they helped get that guy
finish off, bro. That ain't taking.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they have influence in Syria, and they could just decapitate the guy they put in if they wanted to. Is what I'm saying.
So you're saying that they can control by proxy and not direct control. So the Greater Israel Project is more of a control by proxy.
Hey, hold on.
But what I say is I don't think the Greater Israel Project is real. I think it's just
I think it's propaganda.
Having the world thinking that they're going to spread so far into there that the land that they do want seems like nothing to us. They're doing this like big and small comparison to us, basically.
Okay, so you believe this is just self-defense, creating a region where they don't have to worry about people bombing them. That's what it comes down to.
I don't think they're gonna expand that far to have to defend all that land. I don't think they're interested in that for real. I think it's just a psyop to get the land that they do want. Which is not
I guess my thing from a business perspective, being a corrupt business person, like putting yourself in that mind frame, like what would be the benefits of this war?
I mean, it's benefiting someone.
So think about
not getting a nuclear weapon.
Well, not just that, but at the end of the day, when the strait gets put back up, they're going to have to come up with a deal.
I think this is going to force people onto renewables more so, and people are really just going to be like, "F oil."
No way.
I don't think that's
way.
They're going to say it's
like there's never been a big people moving politically with any type of situation like that.
The wind turbines aren't even spinning, bro. Renewables.
And China got better turbines that are just wind turbines way up 500
Man, China's turbines are never spinning, bro. It's a scam.
Yeah, if we want to go super renewable like that, we're gonna have to with a new turbine technology. It probably won't happen.
What happened?
they came up with a new turbine technology where they take a balloon, float it up in the air, like super high in the air, where the winds are like super fast,
and you
then
can power
like
a toaster with that.
it depends. You could get a giant inflatable drone and just have
Bro,
it floating in the
every single
yeah.
piece made to it is made with the use of fossil fuels. It's bullshit. I mean, the cleanest form of energy on in the universe is nuclear. Everyone, let me tell you something. If you're believing this renewable bullshit, let me tell you where we're going to be in 50 years. Every country is going to be powered with nuclear energy, uranium. I'm telling you that right now. This
So
is why.
Wait.
Guys, wait a minute. Wait, calm down. Hold on. Let me just tell you my little theory that I've been thinking about for like 2 years now. We did a show, me and my brother, Kosh the Zulu. We was all up here and we were talking about the cleanest source of renewable energy, right? And when we did that show, I was arguing with people because they were like, nuclear is this and that. And so I pulled it up. The EPA, the government organization, says that the cleanest source of energy on the planet is uranium. So if you're trying to save the world and trying to save the planet, the best source of energy for you to use is uranium, right? Nuclear.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's not.
is. Yes.
How do you get rid of the
Well,
isotope?
all right, Brandon. Brandon.
Listen, wait, guys. Let me make my point, bro. Stop. So isotopes are being buried and they're being ejected into space. Also, they're learning to recycle they're learning to recycle the waste and use that too. So there's virtually no waste at this point when you're using nuclear.
And it doesn't take that much uranium either. So
it doesn't. It takes a very small amount, like 4 ounces or something.
No, Brandon. So all I'm saying is that might be the status quo for today, but technology improves and improves. And just because nuclear is the best source today doesn't mean that we shouldn't invest in trying to still
it's the
create other
cleanest
forms
source.
of. Okay, the cleanest source.
The best source is fossil fuel. That's the best because it's the easiest to refine and stuff because we got all the infrastructure. The cleanest source is uranium. We already have nuclear subs that are powered with uranium that don't ever got to come back to port for like 30 years. They only come back to drop off soldiers and put food on the damn thing. So we know that if you could make a sub last for 30 years on a little tiny speck of uranium, that's the best source. I don't know why they aren't putting that shit in cars already. Little tiny dot of uranium.
Chernobyl. That's why.
Nah,
that's I gotta go.
All right, I'll see you later. Old school
Yeah,
thinking. Old school thinking. There's been so much advancement in technology. Nuclear energy is not even dangerous anymore, bro. And even if you look at the people who died in those events, it wasn't. I don't even think anyone died in a lot of that stuff. But the whole thing I'm saying is this: I think they're gonna try to move the planet towards nuclear, and that's why they're trying to make everybody. What's gonna happen is I think they're trying to get a couple of countries that do all the uranium enrichment. And basically other countries will pay those countries and they'll just buy enriched uranium from those countries. France already runs on nuclear, almost 100% on nuclear. So I think that's what Trump is doing. And Trump is trying to eliminate places like Iran and stuff that know how to enrich uranium so that they can create a market for it.
But what did I say earlier? What did I say earlier about Trump's ultimate goal is to go into Africa and get the resources there?
It's possible.
Yeah, and the first country he's going to start with is Nigeria, and then he's going to go to Burkina Faso.
Well, Nigeria begged him to come in, so he didn't go in there as a conquest.
I know he didn't go in there as a conquest, but Nigeria has always been like the key to getting access into Africa.
Nigeria is corrupt. I wish America would take over Nigeria's resources because then maybe the people actually benefit from them.
Yeah, maybe.
But Nigeria's so damn corrupt.
we could literally just trade with Africa. Like they're corrupt as fuck. Like we
can trade with them and get a better deal. We could trade with them. You're 100% right. We could trade with them and get a better deal than we would if we actually went in and took the shit. Man, Africa is over.
Yeah, but the problem is they're going to want to do more with China. China's going to throw money at them.
No, China can't throw shit. China's
China's already building stuff and like taking their mines for 30 plus years and whatnot in certain countries and putting them in
go around in Africa.
Let me tell you about Africa, bro. I know about Africa. China ain't taking shit. China was supposed to take Kenya's port in 2000 and I want to say 19. Do they got that bitch? No, they don't. So the Africans will make a deal with you and they won't honor the deal. They'll just be like, hell no, we ain't give you our shit. That's exactly
where's that port at? Where's that port at?
It's in Mombasa.
Okay.
In Mombasa. China was supposed to take over Kenya's port a couple years back for unpaid loans in Mombasa. Bro, the president was like, we ain't giving you shit. And guess what China did? They bitched up and tried to say, oh, well, we can find out another way to work out a deal. China don't got the ability to strong arm nobody like that, bro. And what makes it bad is you have Chinese people living there already. So you really can't be like, oh, let me just go invade the motherfucker. Because if you do that, then you got a problem. Now the U.S., AFRICOM is in Kenya, bro. China can't do shit to Kenya or any of these other countries where AFRICOM is. And that's why I think these countries should embrace AFRICOM, get China's money and labor, and just be like, fuck you, I'm not paying you back. Why not? Because most of the stuff is built with trash material anyway. That's probably not going to last long term anyway. But I'm telling you, China, African countries are starting to look back west. Even the leader of Burkina Faso, he's making deals with America. They're looking back west because when they do business with China, it's a raw deal. No one's buying anything based on the yuan, bro. You guys heard that. I forgot what country you guys said was starting to buy shit with yuan, or Iran was like, you got to buy with Chinese currency. Chinese currency is the most manipulated currency on earth. No one
and they're dumping bullshit products that's for them to sell.
Yeah, they had to manipulate the currency in order to make the wages livable for their people.
Of course. Yuan is the most manipulated currency on earth. Ain't nobody using that as their reserve currency because it ain't worth the paper it's written on. You guys better go watch Rush Hour, bro. Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3 told you all about that. If you look at, I want to look at this comment here. Let's just gloss over the fact that Iran has been attacking our bases for 47 years. Iran has killed over 1,000 soldiers over the years. Iran is the #1 sponsor of terrorism in the world. We didn't gloss over anything, but we brought all that up. I pulled it up and we discussed it. I am a person who supports the conflict in Iran, and I feel like I'm the damn last man standing on this one because it's just kind of, maybe L supports it too, but it's like, nah, man, I'm tired of them. Like they talk all that shit, and you can't trust them. They lie too much, bro. One of the things I highlighted to people was how Iran lied about the range of their ballistic missiles, bro. They told a blatant lie, launched a missile that could go double that distance, and then was like, oh yeah, we were just lying. We were just kidding. They were building. To me, Iran was militarizing at wartime levels. I believe they built all those ballistic missiles and all those drones because they were preparing to start World War III. That's what I think Iran was going to do. I think Iran was going to nuke Israel and kick off World War III, and they got all those missiles and all that shit to prepare for that. Now, all y'all just heard that?
Yeah, but here's my thing. If they're going to nuke Israel, then, like, for example, we're bombing Iran. Iran's bombing Israel right now. Mm-hmm. So would the Arab countries join Israel's side or would they join Iran's side? Because you've already said earlier that these countries all have different issues with each other.
Israel's side, because Iran can't be trusted. Look at what Iran's doing now. They can't fuck with America. They can't really. They're trying to destroy Israel, but they can't. So what did they do? They just start bombing empty bases in friendly countries and missing and hitting hotels and shit like that. Those Muslim countries ain't trusting Iran. They don't trust them at all.
So all that help that Iran was giving the Palestinians just for Iran to nuke Israel and kill the Jews and the Palestinians?
If you hit, well, for one, if a nuke hits you, it's not gonna like destroy everything in the country. It has a blast radius.
So if I'm not mistaken, 2 million Palestinians live in Israel.
Yeah, but those Palestinians are considered traitors.
Scattered all over the place.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, does it actually make sense that Iran was racing to get a nuke and nuke Israel? Like, really?
At this point, in Iran's mind, based on Sharia and all these crazy laws, those Muslims living in Israel, working every day, paying taxes to support the Israeli government, they are traitors. They are marked for death, basically.
I can see that angle. I think that Trump is only taking pleasure in this now is because he is convinced that Iran tried to kill him.
No, I believe that too. That's what I'm saying.
I think a white boy tried to kill him.
White boy, but Iran. No, that's not the one though. See, a lot of people confuse the white boy on the roof with the plot that was launched by Iran. That's not the one. It was another one before that where the guys actually got arrested. The two guys were arrested who were plotting to, huh?
At his rally or at the golf course?
No, that was the
No,
old cracker.
it was neither of
It
those
was
two.
another one. It was another one. It was another one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
DJ
Now they're
Khaled.
saying that. Yeah, they're saying that now. Right.
Yeah. So no, that's been around for years. That's been around for years, bro. They got the guy who he's in Guantanamo Bay, I believe. If that's
Why didn't Trump go to war in the first term then? Because the deal was ripped up. Why didn't he just go to war then?
Because he tried to. They were giving. Well, he didn't get reelected. Remember?
Well, he's had 4 years. He did this shit.
No, the deal got ripped up like right at the end of his presidency, and then Biden took him out.
Saying.
Yeah. So Iran ordered an operative to assassinate Trump before the election. Federal prosecutors say, and Farhad Sakari, they charged him with murder for hire and providing material support for a foreign terrorist organization. He is believed to be in Iran and remains at large, prosecutors say. In addition to the plot, what'd you say?
You said when was he charged?
2024. So he was charged under Biden administration.
He got away and went to Iran.
He got out. Man, Biden wasn't trying to catch nobody. They didn't give a. That's why Trump was so pissed off at Biden. Biden was like asleep at the wheel, literally, bro. There's so many things Biden was supposed to do that Biden never did. He literally was just like, that's why people really thought he wasn't running the country, because it was like certain administrative things and just like diplomatic things that he should have came in and just dealt with immediately. Biden didn't do it. Look at the withdrawal from Afghanistan. You could tell Biden didn't organize that. According to criminal complaints unsealed in Manhattan federal court, Shakiri said during the FBI interview.
Yo, I got a dip. Nice talking to y'all.
All right, enjoy the dog. Hey, guys, feel free to contribute to the stream. The links are all posted. There is the links for Cash App, PayPal at the top of the chat, and there is the super chat button down at the bottom at the right-hand corner. I love this conversation we had. We're about to wrap it up. I just want to read this little thing. L, what's up, my brother? Do you have any final thoughts?
I just had a question about the Biden thing. You said that under Biden, like Trump almost got assassinated and then the guy got away.
No, the guy tried to kill Trump during Trump's presidency, during his first term. And then he got up out the country. He plotted to kill Trump under his first term, and then he got out the country during Biden's presidency.
So he was like in the country the whole time and they didn't know about it?
I think he just got on. I think after the plot failed, then he just left. Like,
dang.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know about that.
Okay, that's why I want to read it, to inform people kind of why Trump got beef with Iran too. And you can look this up, but according to criminal complaint unsealed in Manhattan federal court, Shakiri said during an FBI interview that in September he was directed by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps of Iran to surveil and kill Trump, whom the charging papers identify as victim 4. When Shakiri told an IRGC official that doing so would prove expensive, the official responded that money is not an issue, which Shakiri understood to mean that the IRGC previously had spent a significant sum of money on efforts to murder victim 4, who was Trump, and was willing to continue spending a lot of money in its attempt to procure victim 4's assassination, according to the charging papers. 1 month later, on October 7th, according to prosecutors, the IRGC ordered Shakiri to put forward a plan to assassinate Trump within 1 week, and if that proved impossible, to pause the plan until after Election Day, because the IRGC assumed Trump would lose, making him easier to kill. According to the complaint, Shakiri claimed on the FBI interview that he didn't intend to propose a plan to murder Trump within the time frame dictated by the IRGC. Shakiri is an Afghan national who immigrated to U.S. as a child, according to the complaint, and then was deported in 2008 after serving 14 years in New York State prison after a 1994 conviction for robbery. The complaint describes Shakiri as having developed and used a network of criminal associates during his time in prison to supply the IRGC with operatives to conduct surveillance and assassination of IRGC targets. So guys, I just want you to know that most of you probably didn't even know anything about that. And the crazy thing is, you're looking at Trump like Trump's a fool. He's this Taco Man and all this stuff. Bro, IRGC is operating in America. They're trying to kill the damn president. This guy didn't just admit that because I just feel like snitching today. He told and then he got on. But however he did it, but the whole thing is they have it was him and like 2 other guys. But just understand, Donald Trump is not dumb. The perspective from which he is approaching this is totally different from you just being mad. Oh, the United States is bad and all this shit. These guys are trying to assassinate U.S. presidents. They're trying to impact outcomes of elections. And understand, white man can do no wrong. I will let him fart in my face if you want it. The white man is the greatest thing on this earth. We need just be You're funny. Nah, I don't even think the white man the greatest thing on earth. I'm just not going to act like I don't know what the fuck is going on when I do. But, L, go ahead.
No, so I'm just so I guess like my retort to that, what you said, first off, I wasn't a part of that the war side. I'm just a part of, let the country do whatever it's doing. So, yeah, that's kind of my perspective. I'm neutral on it. Okay. But yeah, so in terms of going to Iran, we're already there. I feel like we should just get it over with.
Get it done, huh?
Yeah, just get it over with, or get everybody, do everything that you're trying to do. Because I feel like he's trying to do a lot. I think he's going to go in Venezuela. He's going to go into Cuba. He's going to go into all these other places. So it's like, yeah, I mean, U.S. troops is already on the ground. So I don't know if anyone is, getting hurt or anything, but hopefully they shed more information. And also them UFO files, we're still waiting for them shits to come out. So,
yeah. Proud FBA said you got to go back to the beginning of the problem with us and Iran. Yeah. And I think you need to, and listen, man. Oh, Palestine, bro. They offered those Palestinians a 2-state solution a gang of times. They didn't want to do it because they were being led by a bunch of terrorists. That's not our problem anymore. Them dudes, Gaza, the bombing and all that, that was some play stupid games, win stupid prizes shit. And they got their stupid prize that they obviously wanted. Nah, L is cool. He's chilling. All right, L, thank you for hopping up, bro. Come back anytime. I need panelists as often as possible. Cause I'm trying to make this like a discussion. That's why I've been doing so many lives. I want to make live discussions, bro. I can't get these dudes from my little group. They so scary. All they want to do is argue inside of Telegram. But when you say, let's go on YouTube, oh, no, because they don't want to get proven wrong because they be throwing out bullshit. But I'm trying to, so if you got the itch to debate any topic, come through over here, come up, we'll talk about it. I might agree with you. I might push back against you, but we pulling stuff up in real time. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate everything y'all do for this channel. Until the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.